100.
Lounge area upstairs where they got the bar. Yeah, I had never been up. I didn't even know that was up there.
That bar, they just started with it.
Oh yeah.
It's real small, little quaint, little
yeah.
I like it because it's a little cut.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's what I kind of I was digging about. It's like a little cut.
Take someone nice and hide away.
Oh yeah. That's some quality time.
Nigga, what is you doing over here with this mic?
No, man, I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this junk. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that.
Alright, don't get this junk started. I'm already recording. So
already recording?
Yes.
Man, you just no intro. We just
no,
off the rip.
I'm about to intro.
Oh, my bad. Let me let the host do his thing.
Do my thing, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's good? It was good. I am your host, Jason J. Will Does It, and I got my guy over here, Sam, Ivan the Great.
I don't even know what to say after that.
See, he's supposed to be like, that's me.
Oh, that's right. I do say that's me.
This guy here.
That is me. It is I.
I said I might have to start.
It is I.
I might have to start putting little prompters or something around here.
Yeah, you need to put a sign up. There's a little light up sign that says, say that is me. It is I.
And then like
the Black Bing Crosby. Merry Christmas.
At this point, this is where the audio of crickets will be
Christmas
playing.
To you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
And that's why you'll be there all week.
No
one wants to hear this. No one wants to hear this.
I'm telling you, man, I need to be like a lounge singer, man. I feel I could do that. I'm for real. I think I could pull it off, man. It's, listening to Christmas music and stuff.
A lounge singer. Yeah, so you're going to be like that nigga on Wedding Crashers?
Yeah, I'll be like.
You got the magic stick. Yeah. The nigga singing Magic Stick at the wedding.
That'd be at the wedding, be like, I've got hoes
in different area codes.
I've got hoes.
Ho 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 ho. Face ass. Oh boy. So what's good, man? How was the weekend for you?
Man, the week was a great week. Got a lot of work done. Some good news coming down the pipeline as far as 2020 is concerned about some entrepreneurial growth, okay. I think. And it was a great week in general, man. A little under the weather earlier in the week, but you know how it is when you work outside and it's kind of cold and the weather's kind of shifting a little bit. But man, great. No complaints here, man. Great week, man. I'm thankful. God is good, man.
So I got a question. What exactly? Maybe I'm being brand new, but what exactly is there to do for lawn care during this season?
Man, great question. So the interesting thing is during this part of the year, it's more leaf work, pruning. You can still do pruning. You can actually
So you out here,
do
Mr. Miyagi on the trees and shit.
well,
That's what you're
maybe
doing.
so. Yeah, a little bit of that. A little bit of that. No.
Aye!
no, no, man. I'm not out
Karate
there
chopping trees
karate
and shit.
chopping trees with that. It's just, man, you can do you can do pruning. You can do flower bed cleanups. I wouldn't, not too much planting and nothing like that right now, but just flower bed cleanups, man. Of course, leaves. We
You got a green thumb,
man, dude, I've had a green thumb since I was like 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? So now, man, what I dedicate a lot of, quite a bit of my time to, excuse me, is just learning more about the industry. And so it's funny you asked me that, because somebody asked me the other day. It's like, man, it's December and you still working and whatever. I was like, man, really, that's a blessing, because usually business for me slows down in October or November.
Niggas getting
But
lazy though.
but man, you found a nice way to put it. I would even say that's a nice way to put it, but a lot of people don't do lawn work no more, man. They much rather outsource
I don't feel
it.
like being
You
out
know
here
what I'm
picking up
saying?
these leaves. Let me go call somebody else.
Yeah. So I just look at it as an opportunity. It's a needs based business, and
If you got the, if they got the money to do it,
they got the money to do it, and and of course I'm able and able bodied to do it, and was fortunate to grow my business to the point where I could invest in some other equipment and stuff. And so, me and the guy that I have working with me, man, we've been able to get out there and get it, and, get some folks cleaned up and stuff. So, I mean, December's been a better December than I've ever probably experienced, I think, at this point. So, but yeah, man, it's good, man. I think we'll work until it just gets too cold, which January will probably be that type of month, so that's what I'm thinking.
No. Right there beside you.
Oh yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, but
I was wondering. I was like, man, that's Miami Heat telling me all kind of bull. Nigga, it's raining. What you doing in the rain, man?
dude, I like a lot of people. See, that's the other thing though. What's funny?
But I know it's like cleaning gutters or all that other type of stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, you really have to be creative. I think, and that's one of the topics I wanted to deal with tonight about creativity. I had to become more creative, because my business normally was kind of limited to seasonal, you know what I'm saying? Just based on the weather and whatnot. But I had to, kind of reinvent myself and become more flexible and learn how to do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, man, the gutter business, also, expanding on the leaf business, that just produced more opportunities for me. Just during times where, and even like, man, I've trimmed trees like when it's raining outside, not heavy rain, but like we get, some light rain and stuff like that. I'm still able to go out and, prune trees and trim trees. I wouldn't advise doing it in the lightning and the storm or nothing like that. But like, man, I just put my rain gear on and go out there and get it done. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still waiting to get my tree cut.
Oh yes, sir. We'll take care of that for you.
I see. Maybe I need to have a light voice.
No, here you go. No, see, no, you don't need to do that.
Oh, okay.
We'll get you straight, sir. Absolutely.
Like Sam, I sent you a picture several times.
Oh man. I also have to remind people I am a sole proprietor, so 90% of my business I do all myself, as far as even like answering messages and my paperwork and emails and all that. So I'm growing. I'm not making excuses, but I'm growing. I'm getting there. So we get you
I'm
straight,
just
man.
messing with you. That jump been there for this long, shit.
See how folks do you.
Hey
So
man,
yeah, what's up?
so I had a very, although you didn't ask, I had a very eventful weekend.
Eventful.
Eventful. Well, I ain't gonna really say eventful. Well, yeah, I went to the little. Well, I ain't gonna say little, but went to. There's a art exhibit at the Brooks Museum. Is photography in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So it got together different photographers in Memphis, and they put their prints on exhibit or whatever. So check
Mm-hmm.
that joint out, and a few other little exhibits there.
You said at the Brooks.
Is
Is
it the
that
Brooks? What's that jump by the zoo?
Brooks Museum?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I was there, checked that joint out, and man, so the Central Station Hotel, man, that joint is nice as hell. I've been there one time before, just lounging around and whatever.
Yeah.
I know somebody who's the DJ who curates the music there or whatever. So just rapping the dude there, and didn't really to get to check out a room or nothing, but just like I said, just lounging around at the bar or whatever. But this time, got to check out the room and just check out the little nuances and everything. And man, that's not dope, man.
I heard it was.
It's
Man.
dope for real.
Yeah,
It's dope for real.
yeah. I think that's as far as the city goes. That's the other thing, man. We got some really dope places in this city, and people don't appreciate them. You know what I'm saying?
We don't. How should I say? We're not tourists in our own city,
Yeah.
so we don't.
And we need to. Yeah.
Like we root for our city, but we don't
Yeah.
fuck with our city like
Ain't
that.
that some crazy stuff, boy?
So it's like.
Man.
I don't know. It's almost like you see people on Instagram going to these certain places, but sometimes some of us like look at that uppity nigga going over there. They
That
go
is
on
true.
a flight. They going to
That's
here.
true. Yeah.
They going to
We
there.
do it. We
nigga,
do it. We do it. Yep. We do.
go check it out. But
Yeah.
if you go out of town,
You
guess
posting,
what you're doing?
You posting and
You
bragging.
going to the exact same type of place out of town.
Yep.
When you going to Atlanta or you going to whatever place, you going to that type of place out of town. Like you got the same places here. Or people be like, man, it's so boring in Memphis. No, it's not, nigga.
No, it's not, bro.
No,
That's
it's not,
one
nigga.
of the biggest lies I ever heard people say. Man, it ain't nothing to do with Memphis, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude,
It's plenty to do.
what are you, 3 years old or something?
It's plenty to do.
You mad because you can't go to playgrounds? Like, come on, there's plenty of stuff to do in this city, man.
Everybody I guess it's in a mindset of just the club, but when you go out of town, you ain't thinking about going to the well, no, sometimes you might be. But you ain't thinking about going to the club when you out of town.
Yeah. Because
You trying to lounge, you trying to kick it or some place you can just sit back and observe or whatever.
Right.
We got them same places here in
Yeah. But you know what's
Same place.
You know what's so funny? The people come from out of because I heard about the tourism in the city, right? Because there are more tourists that come here and visit than we even really know, and so they come to see, like they probably come to see Graceland or they come into a game or something or whatever, but they wind up going to all these other places and hanging out in Midtown, hanging out downtown, hanging out in Whitehaven too.
Right.
And they're like raving about it. And we sitting here talking about, man, he ain't nowhere to go, man. He ain't got nothing. And I'm like, dude, you got people from Japan going and eating at Uncle Lou's. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, the only good chicken plate we get, man, you know what I'm saying? Probably, man, like Crumbles or something. Or, man, like Wing Goo is all right, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, y'all literally got people taking pictures at, you know what I'm saying, one of the Sage or something downtown,
Right.
and they from Huntsville, Alabama,
Right.
and they going crazy because they love the setup,
Right.
and we live right here and won't even go support.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Won't even go hang out, but we'll go out of town like you said, and then get on Instagram and tag whatever NY, whatever Cali this, and you whatever Chicago, whatever, and I'm like, man, dude, you got some of the same stuff here. You know what I'm saying?
Now, mind you, I would and do keep certain things under wraps because I don't want niggas to ruin it for me. I do not want niggas to ruin it for me. So I hate to say it like that, but okay. I give you a perfect example of how.
Give me an example.
Perfect example.
Give me an example.
All right, so a few years back, I used to hang. We used to call everybody. We used to call ourselves the crew. So we used to kick it any day that ended with Y, and it was sunny. We would go to the patio. So before Happy Mexican, before everybody was on Happy Mexican like this,
right?
We'll be going to Happy Mexican. We'll just be like, all right, we go get these Texas margaritas, and we after work, we just be on them margaritas until the sun go down.
Right, exactly.
All of a sudden, we start posting jumps on Facebook. Hey, we at Happy Mexican, blah 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 blah. Our crew start getting bigger every week.
Right.
Next thing you know, the whole patio is full.
Right.
After a while, now we can no longer get the patio. Why? Niggas is already there. We try to get a little spot inside by the bar. Can't get it. Why? Niggas is already there. Can't get drinks now. Why? It's so fucking packed. It's like being in Love or being at level 2 in Happy Mexican. You know, I'm talking about the John on Ridgeway. It was the spot by where 24-hour fitness used to be.
It used to be.
It was a nice little cut. Didn't nobody know about it.
That's right.
Man, you go up in that John, it was so packed you couldn't find no parking spot.
Yep.
Soon as you get in, you gotta fight to get in through the door. Wow. I was like, man, dude, see, we done messed it up because we was posting it on Facebook. Another spot, Los Compadres. We used to do Los Compadres like that. We found a little spot, hang out on the patio. After a while, Star was posting on Facebook. Hey, where y'all at? Y'all on the patio?
Yep.
Get out on the patio. Niggas didn't ruin it for us. Ruined it to the point they banned us from going to Los Compadres.
Wow,
we got kicked out. I was like, man.
That's wild, man.
Niggas will ruin it.
You know what? You ain't lying though, man.
So it's like sometimes I don't tag certain places where I'm at. It's a nice spot, but I don't want to be in that joint. Then next thing you know, it's like, man, there was a shooting at so-and-so. Oh my God, I can't go here no more.
Bruh.
It's a wrap.
You know what's interesting about that is you try not to be like that. But when we say that, like when we be like, man, you can't tell niggas, about all your stuff. We not just talking about black folks. We talking about everybody. Like for real. Like when we talk about niggas, when we say nigga, we're not just talking about black folks. That goes for every color. That's a term of endearment for all folks.
Well,
no sir.
Technically, in this
instance, while we talking, yes. But it can be applied to anyone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's male, female, whatever. In this particular case, yes, we are talking about
us.
Yeah, we talking about us now.
We fucked it up.
Right. But you do know, like, everybody else, they be having some folks that mess up too.
Because we got to turn it into a club, man. Like, my nigga, it's a lounge.
See, that's the thing. Like,
why you got to bring the DJ and everything? Well, like, dude, it's a lounge.
So check it out. So I'm gonna give you an example. of something. So, and me and you, we've been to Havana. We hung out at Havana before. One of my favorite spots, actually.
I'm gonna step away for a second.
Go right ahead.
But continue.
Yeah, so since he's stepping away from the mic, I'm gonna just start talking crazy. Like, man, I'm gonna start rapping and some more stuff. I can't rap, dog.
That's all right, nigga. I just had this microphone mobile with me.
No. Nah, it's interesting that when you go to a place and to his point and what he was saying about a lounge spot, so it's supposed to be a lounge, which means we're gonna hang out. And when we say hang, we're gonna hang out. A lounge means music is, you may have some music, you may not have some music, but it's mainly a lounge is kind of a relaxation spot after work or after meetings or after just a long day of dealing with whatever. And you just want to go chill. And, when we say a chill spot, get some drinks, probably have some cigars, whatever the case is, maybe a little food, little bit of food. And mainly you're going for the conversation, right? You're going to hang out. You're going to meet some people, either that or people that you've never met, and you just want to engage in some good, lighthearted conversation. Tell some jokes, laugh at some stuff, talk about business, talk about work, make some connections, network. You know what I mean? And but to his point, it's like every time we have a situation like that, it's like it's got to be a turn up. You know what I'm saying?
We try and get all the money.
Right, but see, that's the thing.
What I mean by trying to get all the money is after a while, it's like, hey, 18 and up, boy.
Yeah, 25 up from the
live music, live DJ. Like, nigga, no, we don't need the live DJ,
because that's the whole point.
Just give me a live band.
Yeah, just let me do a live, and then you want to
play
have
some elevator music,
right? Just play
over the speakers.
Over the speakers. That's it. Because you want to have, you don't want your spot or one of your spots to fit the bill for everybody. Because just like everybody doesn't go to the Brooks Museum, like he was mentioning earlier, he went to the Brooks to check out art. Well, everybody's not into art, right? So there are people that are into art and they go to art galleries, they go to artsy types of stuff, right? Then there's some people who are more into live band type of situations. So they go to a place where a live band plays, right? You got your folks that like, that like trap, whatever, right? So they go to where they bumping the trap music, you know what I'm saying?
But I like trap.
Right, but
I'm a ratchet ass nigga.
Right. Yes, I already know that. But what I'm saying is that there should be something for everybody.
You didn't have to concur with that.
But you said it though, which I know it to be true. Actually, he's really ratchet. Like, for real. Like, dude ratchet. Like super duper ratchet. Like ratchet to the level of this man eats he used to, he don't eat this no more, but he used to eat all his ramen noodles with hot Cheetos.
I'm the darkest light-skinned nigga you know. Pretty much.
That was a hell of an analogy, man. The darkest light-skinned dudes you know.
You come like, what? This nigga talk like he a dark-skinned nigga. No.
And I'm
you act like a dark-skinned nigga. Like,
And actually, I talk like a light-skinned dude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, girl, holla at your boy. That's how light-skinned dudes talk. Light-skinned dudes say holla at your boy.
So I still have the light-skinned nigga voice and everything.
Yeah, you said dude. You got the light-skinned dude laugh too.
But I do dark-skinned nigga shit.
But back to my point, sir.
Like, I can't believe Jason did that.
Yes, I can, because I know you're a dark-skinned dude and light-skinned dudes can.
Right.
That sounded crazy.
I'm a dark-skinned nigga in a light-skinned nigga body.
That's crazy. Oh, man. And don't get alarmed, listeners. We're not talking colorism. These are jokes.
I'm sorry.
Get it together.
So
I got to finish my point, man.
Okay, I'm sorry. This
man just jumped off, kicked me right in my stomach. Like, forget your point, nigga.
Oh, man. Go ahead.
But nah, real quick, though. So I was hanging out in Havana, and the owner of Havana does not. He wants to. I put it like this: he likes the vibe of his spot, right?
Right.
Because he wants his spot to be like the chill spot. You know what I'm saying? So I think somebody may have mentioned to him about some, types of music and stuff like that, and he's like, "Nah, this ain't that. Like, this is not that." When it comes down to it, cigar smokers want to be able to relax. They want to be able to have conversation. I think that's the other part of it is the conversation. Like, you get away in a social setting, right? It's the conversation that drives the connection, which the connection drives the people part. You know what I mean? Because literally, like, I've sat in a cigar bar and made deals. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
I'm sure.
Like nice deal. You know what I'm saying? So I think that everybody has to have a lane. Like, everybody should have a lane, I think. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever your lane is, that's what you stick to as far as what you like to engage in, enjoy, spend your time and money on. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead, man.
I know, no. I was about to go off on a tangent about something I saw, but yeah, a lot of money is made in places where you at least expect it. Like when I was younger, like I started realizing that when there's this little newspaper stand that's on like Poplar and wherever, like that Jets Pizza on Poplar. That crossing street.
Okay. I think I know.
Half Shell is it? It's across the street from Half Shell. So it's a little paper spot. You see old white dudes, old Jewish white dudes. They'll just be coming in there, and then they'll just be sitting down reading the paper. While they're reading the paper, it might be some other guys come and sit down beside them. They just be striking up regular little conversations,
right?
But they talking about money. But if I was to talk to you, like, hey man, I'm up in this little newspaper spot. Nigga, what you doing in the newspaper spot? Man, come over here and get this. Like, dude. Like, you might be saying, come over here and get this money, but nigga.
Yeah.
I'm getting this money over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's money being made, being talked about, so yeah.
Yeah. And a place that I went to one morning and struck up an unexpected conversation with a gentleman and made a great connection was the Ugly Mug Coffee Company, the little spot right on Poplar and it's not Sanderlin. No, it's Poplar and Perkins.
Okay.
Right there, Poplar and Perkins, Ugly Mug Coffee Company, right?
Okay.
I've had Ugly Mug coffee before. When I got it out of a grocery store, because it's a local based coffee company, but they have an actual location where it's brewed and they sell it or whatever. You can stop and get a cup of coffee. And I was going somewhere to take care of some business this morning. I stopped in there to get some, right? And sat down. There's a nice little spot, little quaint spot right there on Poplar and Perkins, right across the street from the Wendy's and Chili's and kind of in the vicinity of the Rafferty's and all that stuff over there. And so, man, I sit down. Excuse me. I sit down and I had a little time to kill before the meeting I had to go to, and the guy came in and people were coming in and out, and I said, man, I'm gonna stop by here because I don't really want to go deal with Starbucks this morning, so I'm gonna stop here and get this. So, and struck up a conversation with a guy from a completely different background than mine, and come to find out, like, he had some connections to people that did stuff in lawn care, and he's just kind of giving me some advice and was like, hey man, talk to this person and this is what you need to do to get this done. And it just became like a fruitful conversation. I was able to share my expertise from an operations background, and he's like, man, you have kind of the I guess the full gamut of skills and stuff necessary to have a successful company. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean. So just having somebody to kind of bounce ideas off, and because sometimes you run into people, I think, in those in those settings, just to hear a voice outside of the ones you normally hear. You know what I mean? And that's why those social interactions outside of the kicking it club and drinking
Are
type
valuable.
of situation are very, very valuable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we definitely, I think as a people, you know, we definitely need to engage more in those type of conversations, with not just with people outside of us, but with each other in
But
those settings. You know what I'm saying?
but a lot of times, most of us, and when I say us, I mean the men, is we want to go where the hoes at.
Oh, I just passed out.
So it's like, man, ain't no bitches here though. Where the bitches? Like, nigga, hey man, we can talk about some money real quick. Let's get this bread first.
Right.
Then we go.
Man, you just said something.
Hey,
You just,
ever since I was born, you bless your food, so you got to bless this bread first.
yeah.
Then you go.
Yep. And you just said something that was so hard and so deep. Like, you got to get like an applause button or something to put. Like, you got to get it like an applause button, because you got to say that again, man. What is say that again? You got to say that again. We be concerned about the wrong stuff, but say that. You got to say that again, man.
We be focusing on where the hoes at
Wow.
instead of where the money is.
Wow.
I mean, Project Pat always said it in his song, "Purse first, ass last." Purse first, ass last.
So how do you think? Well, I ain't even know.
And we have forgotten that moniker. Purse first, ass last. Get this cash.
I mean, I've heard so many successful men say that the moment,
Go ahead.
no, just the moment that they stop chasing, women and chase money, that's when the women started chasing them.
Yeah.
And I say that not in a disrespectful manner, but I associate what I think about is I associate success with the fact that women are not some. Now, some women, of course, like you, if you make money, of course, like it's about that for them. But I think for some women, it's just about the fact that you are getting something like done. You know what I'm saying? Like you're actively going after the bag. You know what I'm saying? And you're actively putting yourself in a position to get the bag.
You have ambition.
And you have ambition.
They look at that.
And you have ambition with a vision and a plan attached to it. You know what I'm saying?
Because a chick can talk to a broke nigga, but he got ambition.
But he has ambition.
And they see the
potential.
They see you doing something
right,
with the
right.
ambition.
They see you doing something.
Because I mean, you could be talking and be like, "This nigga got dreams. He ain't doing nothing." But
right.
So
it sounds good.
Right.
Sounds great.
Right.
But if they see you working, because work is manifestation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like work is like, that's what I trip off, because people are like, I'm working so hard and I'm not seeing. And I'm like, dude, you literally are manifesting your future by the work you're doing now. Like, you may not feel like you're getting everything out of it, but your work has a value attached to it.
Right.
It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time when it completely manifests.
But like I said, like this younger class, they are focused on where the hoes is. So a lot of times these, like, okay, I give you a perfect example. Like a lot of these young niggas, they out here selling weeds just for the hoes. And what I mean by that, like You can ask any nigga if they trying to get if they trying to come up on something real quick. If they trying to come up on something, they trying to hit their plug real quick. Hey man, man, I ain't got nothing. They're saving it for when the women call.
Wow.
And then they are discounting their own price
Oh man, come on, dog.
for the chick.
Oh Lord of mercy.
But you're not getting your regular amount when a nigga trying to, or you're gonna double the price for the nigga who coming because he got to make his money back. So he doubling the price
Because he done gave it away. That's not good.
You like
business.
my nigga
That's not good business, man.
at all,
That's
but
not good
they're
business.
trying to get up on some ass.
That's not good business, man. That's an easy way to get taken advantage of too.
Like you could like a nigga could be he could hit the dude up and be like, hey man, what you got? Oh, I got it all, blah blah blah. All right, bet. I'm gonna hit you later. hit the person later. Oh man, I'm out. Like what, nigga?
Man,
but if you know a chick
had a busy day, didn't you?
But if you know a chick that mess with the same dude, hours after you talk to her, oh, I just got something from. Okay,
that's stupid.
All right.
That's so stupid. That's
They trying to make money based off of what chick they can come up off of.
Oh man.
Like nigga, man, if you don't try to get that money, man, what are you doing?
See, that's the other thing about getting money.
Your entrepreneurship should not be selective like this, my nigga. Yeah. You finna go broke.
That's the other thing about getting money. You have to, and I say this not in a way. Now I don't say this with arrogance, right? But because I mean, it's a difficult thing being an entrepreneur. It's a difficult thing working a job anyway. Like it's difficult trying to provide for yourself and for a family. Yes, but in particular, as a self-starter, whether you are entrepreneur singularly, or you work a job and you do something on the side, or if you got a couple different hustles. It's
really difficult doing it if you got a 9 to 5 and you're doing it.
And you're doing it.
Man.
My thing is that your time, and if you supply a product or even a service, like all of that stuff costs. So if you're giving it away because you're trying to get at a woman, or you trying to get at a dude, or you trying to impress somebody, or whatever the case is, like you cutting your own head off.
Now, not in the regards of what I was just speaking on for an example, but I will say that in the world of an entrepreneur, it's a world of building relationships is more valuable than making money.
Yes, it is. Very much so. That is the true statement.
So you can do or give away your service for free because it's building a relationship, and that person will promote your business for free, or market, or word of mouth, and all that other type of stuff. So I get that, but it can't be solely. You can't just be doing it all random. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a free service. I'm gonna give you a free service. Yeah.
It has to be. I think it has to be calculated. It has to be calculated, because I think even some of the people that I consider to, that I probably consider to be very, very, I'm talking like well connected, that I've met and even befriended, have actually become friends with some of these folks. Mm-hmm. Like they still pay. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Like they pay me before I start oftentimes. You know what I'm saying?
And probably give you more at other times. So,
because they understand the nature of the beast. They're like, hey man, you ain't out here working for free. You got bills to pay just like I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting nothing free from you. But then you got a broke joker that can't do nothing for you. That's the first person asking for a discount, or asking, man, can you just come by and tie me up right quick? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll hit you up later on. Nah. What you mean hit me up later on? Nah, bro. That ain't how this work. You know, so, I mean, there's sometimes, I mean.
Especially if you was behind a couple other times already.
Exactly. when you already buying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Man, man, I got laid off, man, in September, bro. It's December. You know what I'm saying? You ain't paid me since June. What's your problem? Like, oh man, you know what I'm saying, man, my foot been messed up and stuff. You know what I'm saying, man? Holla at your boy. I've been knowing you for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you holla at me when you get some cheese. Because you empty right now, boss. So that grass finna be 12 feet high. You better get out there and try it on your own, Playboy. Get you some scissors or something. Because the boy,
Nigga, I seen somebody do that one time.
dude, there are scissors. There are scissors that people use to clip the top of their grass.
Yes.
I'm not making this.
Yes. I seen somebody out on the lawn. Snip. Hands and knees. Snip.
Stanley looking at. Stay on my freaking grass.
I'm like, what is going on? Like, sir, you cutting your grass? Yes.
That's stupid. I'm sorry. That look crazy, man.
I'm like, wow.
That looks too crazy, man. That's crazy. Lawn business is a different kind of thing, man. It really is, because everybody thinks they can do it too. But then they find out that they really don't want to be outside in 90-degree weather sweating.
Right. I mean, everybody can do it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But
yeah. But they like, I had a dude, man, one time hit me up. It's like, man, how'd you get started? Da 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 da. He's like, man, I'm finna do my thing, man. I'm finna get out here, you know what I'm saying, do my thing. He called me back like a week later, like, man, how you be outside? It's hot. I'm like, dumbass, you didn't know that? You been living in this city your whole life. You ain't know it's 120 degrees in July?
He younger than you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think
12, 15 years younger than me.
I think this younger generation ain't used to the sun.
Man, listen. Bro, they not used to a lot. And it's partially,
I'm talking about just the elements, period.
Nah, man, look. This man told me, this what he told me. And I just laughed because, I'm old school. And you know what I'm saying? Man, I was outside. Man, I went outside, man, it was so hot, man. It was 8:30 in the morning. I was like, yeah. And it's summertime in Memphis, Doc, it's hot at 6:30. like for real. So, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I said, so what time did you get out there? What time did you get started? He was like, I got started at like 8:15, 8:30. I said, man, what time did you, man, it was so hot, oh my God. So what time did you stop? Man, like 11. I was like, oh, okay. What time did you took a break at 11 because it got too hot? What time did you start back? He's like, start back? Man, I couldn't even do it, man. I said, so how many yards you do? I had one, man, but I just couldn't finish. So then when I saw how big it was, I was like, dude, that would have took you like 20 minutes to do. Man, I had to stop and give me some water, man. I said, man, look here, dog.
20 minutes, you must got to ride more or something.
I said, dude, no, he was on a ride. He had a riding more for a yard that probably wouldn't even, it probably wouldn't even half as big as your front yard. He rode over it, right, and noticed that it was kind of too high, and he let it down. And getting off on his phone and stuff, and then like, I gotta give me some water, it's too hot. I'm like, bro, you can't do all that when you outside. Right. You got to have a plan in place. You gotta, if it's hot and you know it's gonna be hot, you gotta be hydrated already before you go out there. Something to cover your head. Set your yards up where you can cut certain ones and get done quick and move on to the next whatever. And then if it gets too hot, then you cut it off and then start back when it starts to cool off because you don't want to pass out.
Right.
You have to have a plan. I'm like, man, you can't just go out there like, oh man,
See what that is we know how we cut our grass,
Yeah. Oh,
I done had a couple of beers. Yeah, I go out here and cut the grass. There ain't nothing to cut in the grass, nigga. I had 3 beers. Ain't nothing. Okay. Nigga out there in 85-degree weather, he done cut 2 yards. Nigga, how you cut the grass? I had 2 beers, man. My nigga, I had to take 3 breaks. Beers?
Look, in 15 minutes each of them. And then be wondering why it take all day to cut 1 yard.
Right.
So, nah, man, when it comes to And that's just for lawn stuff, but it could be anything, man. Painting, working on car, auto mechanic stuff. It could be construction work. Like you have to be focused on how to build, relationships as it pertains to whatever aspect of business that you're going in. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta work, man. Like you have to work. Like you have to work. You gotta work smart, but you gotta work. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be like, oh man, I'm gonna wake up one morning, I'm gonna start this business, and yeah, man, in 3 weeks I'll be making X. And like, nah, that's not how none of that works at all. You know what I'm saying? But that's the sexy thing right now is being an entrepreneur is sexy right now.
Is it sexy?
Yeah, it's sexy to a lot of people. It is. Okay. It is. It is. It has entrepreneurship has a sex appeal to it now, but it's gonna go away real fast though.
It's gonna go away. It's sexy for the newer generation. It ain't sexy. Yeah. It ain't sexy to say it in front of our generation or the older generation.
But what's funny? Why you said that? Because everybody's got CEO in their Instagram profile. CEO of blank blank couture. CEO of blank blank cleaning service, CEO of blah blah blah. I'm like, You don't even know what CEO means.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't mean what you think it does. Right. Like you don't have a board. Like you don't have you don't have a board telling you what you can and can't do. Like you know what I'm saying?
Bitch, you got a staff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you and your dog. Like you know what I'm saying? Like or you and your little sister. Like that's not it's like president and founder of what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, man. But that's just what people want to be able to say to stunt and whatever. Right. You know what I mean? I figured I'm like somebody was like, man, why you ain't the CEO? Ain't you the CEO of your company? I'm like, not really. That's not really applicable in my situation.
Like, I'm the president of my company.
Yes, I'm the president. I'm the president. I call the shots. I'm the operations manager, the finance person, the groundskeeper, whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, in my opinion, that's sexy attached to entrepreneurship. It's just people just want to be able to say that. It's it's kind of a catchphrase these days.
Would it be a catchphrase? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a, when I say hustle, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a hustler. Like everybody's a hustler too.
It used to be frowned upon though.
It really did. It really did.
Like, this nigga ain't got no job.
See, that's what I'm saying. If you told a person that you were an entrepreneur, like for real, like 10, 15 years ago, they'd be like, oh, so you ain't got no job.
This broke ass nigga tried to holler at me. He said he's an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Girl, please. Ain't nobody trying to do that.
Girl, this broke ass nigga tried to holler
at me. You standing there. You got your little...
He said he got a car wash business. Nigga.
Oh, boy. You ain't lying, man. You can have 50 cars.
Now she looking at... Man, that nigga got a car wash business.
Look, for real? How many cars you be washing?
Right.
Like 50. Woo! For real? Yeah, I wash 50 cars, but I got to spend $1,000 on equipment every 2 months. I got to pay 4 people. Like,
now that's the
you don't see that part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got this money coming out for insurance and all that stuff, and I got to get my truck fixed. And like, man, what you talking about? That don't mean I got no money. You know what I'm saying?
I used to work at this job where this dude had this mobile car wash joint. He would be in the parking lot. I just sat there on my lunch break one time, and this was just on my lunch break. In an hour, my nigga had already like washed 6 cars. Yeah. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, this nigga charging like $40 a pop.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. I mean, it's some money in it. It's some money in it. I know some detailers, man.
And he just sit there for that day and watch their cars for this establishment for that day. And then he probably go to another spot the next day.
And see what you said though.
I'm like, man, this nigga busting heads.
So what you said is that what you just said is based on
another thing.
Additionally, Also,
Here's the thing.
in addition to,
Here's the thing.
in particular,
That's some shit right there. Here's the thing.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, what you said about relationships, though. See, you got to build relationships to be able to get an account with St. Jude, the somebody's doctor's office, a warehouse. You know what I'm saying? Where you can go in and say, hey, you know, I have this company, da 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 da. I would like to be able to take care of your fleet, like a Best Buy. You know what I'm saying? It's got the what is the geeks, the geek guys,
Squad,
geek squad or whatever, and those trucks that they have to keep clean. And you get an account with them and says, man, I'll take care of y'all trucks this summer or this year. And you get a chance to do all of that, or for, you know, the school system or whatever. You have to build relationships to be able to do a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so, but a lot of times, like, folks don't want to build relationships because they think everybody wants them, like, off the rip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, it's 15 other people that do what you doing.
Right.
Like, that I can call right now. What's the difference between you and those other 15 people? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's just the fact that you haven't built a relationship. Right. You meet somebody at a cigar bar, at the Brooks Museum, at, you know, the Pink Palace, at the zoo, at downtown upstairs, or in Midtown upstairs at Crosstown, right? And you talk, or at that newsstand on Poplar, and that person looks at you and says, well, I already know 10 other people that do what you do, but that conversation that you
liked
have,
your vibe.
They liked your vibe. That's the key right there. They liked
your vibe.
They liked your vibe. Oh man, this dude sounds like he knows his stuff, and this may be a person I can trust to actually do what they need to be doing.
And that's funny you say that, cause so like I've had people come to me lately and be like, man, I've been liking your work a long time ago. I've been peeping you for, you know, before you even had a page and stuff like this. And I was like, but you didn't look approachable. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Cause they've like, Jason, you look mean. So I ain't know, you know, I ain't know if you was gonna pop my head off or something like that. So I never really said anything. So now I'm coming off, I guess, more approachable, and people, man, I got old white ladies coming up and like, oh hi, I see you have the camera, and they just be,
Yep.
My daughter's having a wedding. I would love to see some of your work. I'm like, oh really? Wow. Okay, cool.
There you go. And then,
all right.
And there's a door open for you right there.
I got a yarmulke right now because rub some elbows with some Jewish people, and now I got a yarmulke. I just go around and walk around with a yarmulke with them now. So it's like rubbing elbows.
That's the key to success. That's the key. The key to success is connections. Like with anybody. Like that's why you're encouraged. That's why when you go to college, they encourage you to pledge or join some type of organization because it connects you with other people. You know what I'm saying? Because no man is an island, right? So people to be like, man, I don't mess with nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a lot of ways, that's arrogance.
Still kind of like that. I'm still.
I mean, to a degree, though, but you're not like that. You're a cultured guy. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, in order to be cultured, you have to be exposed, which means you have to talk to people outside of your normal mode of operation. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're out taking pictures, that's a conversation starter right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like automatically. You know what I'm saying? Somebody sees a guy with a camera, and it's a professional camera. It ain't just, you know what I'm saying? It's a professional camera. You can look at it and tell the difference between your camera and somebody's cell phone camera. You know what I'm saying? So they looking at you like, oh man, you take pictures?
Because that's how a conversation started. It was like, hey, like your camera. Is this a hobby or are you doing this for
Right.
profession? Or, so that struck up conversation. I was like, so that struck up, and then I got corny. I was like, hey, I'm Jewish too. And I was like, are you really? I was like, no, just kidding. But my initial spell, Jew. So it was like, really? I was like, yeah. So technically, I am a Jew. I'm already Jewish. So, yeah. Now I have a yarmulke.
It's the equivalent of it's the equivalent of what am I thinking of? I'll think of it in a minute. But yeah, when people do that, like that's a sign of trust.
I got somebody onto a podcast last night who was rapping about my camera or whatever, asking me about do I do videos or whatever, and just giving off my little my Instagram stuff. And of course, I already had my my little cards with the QR code on it.
Right.
I was getting like Uber Eats, and dude pulled up, and he was asking me about my camera and whatever like that, and I just gave him my card, and I was like, hey, you can just scan this code, pull up right to the podcast. He's like, all right, bet.
Right.
New connection.
Right, exactly.
So
yeah. And it works that way, man. You just can't you want to be successful in anything, man. You cannot be afraid to talk to people. You got to be, have to talk to people.
Honestly,
man.
that was my thing. I really don't. I mean, I put like this: the Jason that you remember meeting day one at Wooddale in homeroom, I'm still that nigga. So that nigga, remember I sat in the back.
Yeah.
I ain't say nothing to nobody.
You ain't say nothing to nobody.
Y'all had to pretty much. It was like after week 2.
Yeah.
Week 2, like, hey, we finna go over here and rap to this nigga.
Yeah.
Where you from, nigga? What's good? It was like y'all had to force stuff out of me. It was you, Chucky, and Lorenzo.
Right.
All y'all like, and Kim.
Yep.
What you about, nigga? Where you from?
Right. Exactly.
Because I wasn't finna say nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
So I'm still kind of like that, but it's more so I give off the vibe where, okay, you can come talk to me, but it's like people, I only speak when I'm spoken to still.
Right.
So people are coming to me and they'll be like, hey, so you do so. Then I'll rap before you come and say something to me. I'm like, I give them the meme of like, oh, my bad. I thought you were someone else.
That's the typical response when you try to talk to somebody and they don't want to talk to you. You be like, I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody else. You look like my cousin. My bad. Amigo. You be out here mean mugging these people, man, scaring them half to death. Because nobody expects a light skinned dude to be mean. So usually light skinned dudes are kind of like, happy and kind of happy go lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh boy. I was finna say something else, but I ain't gonna say that.
Hey, so I got a question. Well, I got a myriad of questions. I think I'm using that correctly.
Myriad of questions.
Yeah. Or things that's been on my mind. So one of them joints is.
Go ahead, sir. Continue.
So I was sitting back and thinking, which led me to a few other things, but one of the things is like, have you really just sat back and thought about like what we are as humans? Do you realize we're like just what's the word I'm looking for? We're just living organisms. Like when you realize that your body is 80% water, 80%. Your body is 80% water. Everything else, 20% of is your organs. When you think about things like real talk, we like talking amoebas that's walking around now.
I thought my body was 80% Takis and pork rinds.
I don't know, maybe.
My body is 80% hot Cheetos and 20% Kool-Aid.
And now laters.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's not true.
But I sat back and thought about that. I'm like, man. We're just the organism that just.
Well,
We were lucky enough to evolve and start talking and walking.
man. And on the topic of how that connects to even what we were just talking about.
It don't.
It doesn't, but it does. And I'm going to tell you why. Our level of communication is advanced so much in as we've evolved as human beings. And we talked about in the last podcast how our over engagement in social, because social media itself is not the culprit. Let me make sure I say that. Social media itself.
It distracts us to the point we forget about everything else around us.
Well, what I'm getting at is, I agree with that. I agree with that about 80%, because pre-social media, because I look at social media like this. Social media in a lot of ways replaces television. Not totally, but it does kind of replace television, because guess what? Social media has become our mode of entertainment or method of entertainment as well.
Yes.
Except we can engage, we can personally engage in the entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
So like our generation, we were raised off of TV.
Correct.
Our seeds are raised off the internet. So their entertainment is YouTube. They're raised off of YouTube. They're raised off of the tablet.
And our parents was TV/radio.
They were radioing outside.
Right. Well, radio outside, then TV showed up later on. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then for us, it was solely TV and some outside for us. And now, like you said, YouTube, apps, games, so forth, which declined the social aspects of interaction. You know what I mean? Like, we still engage, but we don't do it from a perspective of like face to face, hand to hand. You know what I mean? Kids, you know, we have to actually take a concerted effort to have our kids involved with other kids by putting them into sports, putting them into kids programs, because they're not going outside and playing with the kids in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The other thing is, they probably talk to them all the time, but they never see them, because guess what? They Snapchatting them or whatever. So you don't feel the need to go over your partner's house, because y'all Snapchatting the stuff that's going on in the house anyway. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that's what's so interesting about that. Now, as it pertains to what you were just mentioning about how we've evolved and advanced as human beings, at the point in time that we began to interact on the level on a high level of intelligence, there were things that were happening then and have happened over the course of time to distract us, right? I think that at some point in the future, we will get more back to that, I believe. And I think that we may even, and may sound kind of crazy. Okay, go. No, I just think that we may digress a bit technologically. I think just the universe itself is going to force us back into more human interaction.
My nigga, that's going to be pandemonium.
I don't think it will.
I'll put it like this.
If it is, it's going to be purposeful pandemonium.
This is true. But what you're speaking of almost would be like, okay, so say for instance the internet goes down. Pandemonium.
True.
Do you know how many things operate off of the internet?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
TV, car, all of it.
POS,
Right.
point of sale.
Pandemonium.
Yeah.
Currency. Pandemonium.
That's why I don't believe in the people when people say that we're going to a cashless society. That's one of the biggest lies ever told. And what I say about that is that go drop $100 bill on the ground in the store and see how long it stay there, and that'll tell you if we're going to a cashless society. That's bullshit.
I mean, because it's still accepted.
It will forever be accepted.
Not if you find something that's more powerful.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, I say this adamantly.
Dude.
I say it adamantly. You know why?
The dollar is paper.
Listen. Yes.
It's not worth nothing.
Listen.
I put like this. I'm okay. Go burn some gold and go burn some paper.
Let me tell you
see
something.
what's still more valuable.
Let me tell you something. It's always, you ever heard the phrase that perception is reality? It's not about what it's really worth in as far as its actual value. It's how much it's worth to the society it exists in.
This is true. So guess what? If someone or something starts showing more value in another form of currency that you can spend money on, you can be like, why am I still using these dollar bills?
Bruh. Now, what you're saying, I totally agree with. But what I'm saying is that in our society, I don't see that happening with the dollar. I don't see that. And people, and I know there are people that are listening that are just, man, they nose are bleeding right now because they're so mad about what I'm saying. I do not see in the future or whatever the case is, it may be replaced by something else tangible.
You'll still be taking the dollar, but you'll be spending $2 bills for $1.
You may do that, but guess what? You know why? You know why that just might not happen? It's because of markets outside of the U.S. That the currency, once you exchange it, that dollar is worth more there than it is here.
My nigga, you must don't know that they already on cashless shit outside of the U.S. That's the thing. We slow,
bro. No, we're not.
Okay.
I keep saying to people, a lot of that stuff is U.S. illusion to get you to buy into doing all the other stuff. Let me ask you a question.
Gaddafi already had that emotion before he died.
He sure did, and guess what? It's still money over there.
Okay.
It's still cash over there, just like it's cash in Cuba. Yes.
Okay.
You have to realize something. You have to realize this. It may go away for a period of time, and the people that are telling you that it's going to go away, or we have a system with other means of being able to make purchases. Yes, that's absolutely true, but it's not going to ever completely go away, because guess what? Those who are in charge know that those other systems or other methods of payment or currency can possibly fold just as well. Dude, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. How much money you got in Bitcoin right now?
I'm not going to put that dollar.
No, I'm not telling you to tell. When I'm not telling you to tell me, what I'm saying is, did you not see what happened with Bitcoin?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought Bitcoin was going to change everything. Man, everything is going to Bitcoin. Everything. You ain't better buy nothing without Bitcoin. Man, put all your money into it. You see what happened?
Okay, so the whole Bitcoin thing, we'll say, is an illusion. I won't say too much like it's an illusion to the effect like it's fake. But what I mean by that, hey, focus on Bitcoin as if that's the only coin that exists.
Because obviously whoever created that form of currency wants you to use it because it creates money for them. It's profit for them.
What I'm saying is, once you figure out what it is, you start focusing your attention on other forms of the Bitcoin currency. Start doing research as far. So what I'm
cyber
saying
currency,
is,
yeah.
so
Electronic currency, cyber currency is other stuff.
right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that although everybody might think, oh, Bitcoin is this, that, no, it's not going anywhere. Okay, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. It's a flop or whatever like that. Okay, that might be true, but that's what the masses want you to focus on. The media wants you to focus on Bitcoin. There are other coins that's making, because what it is, it's an exchange of currency. If you understand exchanging of currency, then pretty much like if you know that the dollar bill is more over here than in America, okay, yeah, I'm gonna sell my dollars over here. It's 3 times as much over someplace else. Bitcoin
Right.
for one coin, it's like $7,000-8,000.
True.
So in that mindset, that coin, if I'm making a purchase, I can just walk around with just this one little coin and it's just taking a percentage out from it without never having to carry anything on me.
Okay.
People are in this world where they don't want to carry anything on them.
Okay.
You have this thing where people now are putting barcodes on their hand, putting a chip. You walking
Okay.
around with a phone where you can make purchase from your phone.
Okay.
So how are you telling me that this is not going to be a cashless
Okay.
society?
Okay.
We're doing it all the time by scanning Apple Pay, Google Pay,
I'm gonna give you
Samsung
I'm gonna
Pay.
give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example.
Okay.
The currency that you have is only as powerful as the places that you go that are willing to accept it.
Let me ask you something.
Hold up.
Do you have Cash App?
Hold up. I got it. Hold
You
up.
have Cash App?
Hold up. Stay with me. Because I'm finna tell you what my no. Listen to me. Listen to me.
All I'm asking you is, do you
And
have
I'm
Cash
finna
App?
answer your question. I have Cash App, sir.
Okay.
Follow what I'm saying. I'm
Okay.
glad you brought this up because I have tested this theory. What you were speaking of, I have tested this theory for the last 2.5 weeks. So first of all, my debit cards, 3 debit cards, right? I don't know what happened. I left them in my pants or something, got washed, and my cards got bent up, right? Okay, I already have all my cards saved on my my wallet on my iPhone, right?
Okay.
Okay. Tell me, I want you to tell me. You don't have to give me an answer. I'm gonna say that. You don't have to give me an answer. I'm not even gonna ask you that question. Because I know. I don't have to ask you because I know.
Because you know I might give you an answer.
No,
Go ahead.
I don't mind you giving me an answer because I know you're gonna be wrong. The reason why I say I know you're gonna be wrong because I done had the experience.
Okay.
Tell me what gas stations accept Apple Pay or accept using your Google Wallet or your Apple Wallet on your phone. Tell me what gas stations accept it.
I don't use it, so I can't tell you.
No. I want you to tell me.
I don't use it, so I
You
can't.
saying you okay? Then you just contradict yourself.
How?
You don't even use it. So how you gonna tell me who else uses it?
So I don't use it. I'm not the masses. I don't use it because of the simple fact I have privacy and security issues. That's the only reason why I don't use the cloud either. So you talking to the wrong individual.
Okay, so
I don't use virtual reality cash. I invest in it.
Okay, so you just gave me a diatribe about us being a cashless society. So you walk around with $5,000 in your pocket every week, so you can pay for number cash with your stuff.
I use cash. Well, okay, what I'm saying is, all right. So I use Cash App. I don't use the.
When you go to the gas station, do you use Cash App to buy your gas?
No.
Do you use cash? Or
Well,
do
I
you
use my Cash App card.
You use your Cash App card.
Yes.
My Cash App card was destroyed.
Okay.
Right? So.
But guess what?
Hold up. I had to try to figure out a way while my car was on order.
There's a keypad at the gas station. You can enter in your card number.
Hold up. For some gas stations, they don't accept. You can't do that.
How come? All of them got a keypad.
Because it's not there. There's no security attached to it. There's just like somebody having your number. You just gonna go and press on. Like somebody could copy your number and do that. I'm telling you. I have asked this question, and I have tried this, at several places over the last.
You physically tried to enter in the number at the gas station?
Listen to me what I'm saying to you, brother. I'm not making this up. I'm glad you brought that up because that's what made me, prior to this experience, I was with everybody else that said, oh man, we on our way to such and such and such. This last 2 weeks? No, I don't think so. And I'm going to tell you why.
Sam, you're right now. You're only speaking of a hiccup.
No, sir. But listen to what I'm saying, Jay. That hiccup proved a point. Because it does. Because a lot of people don't even have access to that. The reason why is because the currency that you have is only as powerful as those that accept that currency. Okay. You got to realize that.
Okay. So just because
you're not letting me finish, man. I go to the gas station, right? I go to the gas station. I need to get gas, but I don't have my debit card. I got money in the bank in 3 separate accounts, right? I don't have my cards, Jay. So how am I able to pay for gas if I don't have my cards? Oh, light bulb comes on. I have Apple Wallet, right? Okay. Even access to that money is only limited to businesses that accept Apple Pay. When I pulled up the companies,
where's the point that you coming at,
dude? You it's like you ask a question, but then I'm giving you an answer, and you ask me what my point is. You said we going to a cashless society. I told you I disagree with that. I tell you, cash is still.
So tell me the point where you disagree.
My point is that I went without having my debit card for almost 3 weeks. Right? I tried to use Apple Pay. There are only certain places that accept Apple Pay. Right? There are no ATMs that accept using your Apple Pay to get cash out of unless it's like a Bank of America.
Can you transfer funds from Apple Pay?
You can't. If you don't have a debit card, it doesn't matter. If you can't swipe a debit card or put it into a machine so it can check the chip, it doesn't matter. So you're saying that you got people, and listen, we're talking about locally in Houston, Texas, or in Austin, it may be a totally different ball game. You may just walk around with your phone and be able to pay for everything you need to pay for, right? But a lot of the POS systems at some of the grocery stores, it works at Starbucks, it works at some of the Exxons, but for the most part, dude, I had to try to figure out a way to get gas and figure out a way to, I'm gonna have to go pre-buy my groceries so I can go to the store.
Again, you're speaking on a hiccup that in this electronic world, Sam.
You're not hearing what I'm saying, though, Jay. The currency in whatever society that you're in is only as powerful as those that accept it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. And people still accept cash, bro. You got cash registers with money in them.
My nigga, I'm not saying that it's finna be cashless tomorrow. I'm telling you.
It doesn't matter.
People I'm telling you that this finna be a cash.
They said this 20 years ago, Jay. They said it 20 years ago.
Okay.
They said it 20 years ago.
It's
still just as much money in circulation now as it was then.
Okay.
For real.
Just because you have it in circulation does not mean that it cannot be a society where people load their money on, okay, your money is loaded digitally on a credit card. When you spend it, you're spending it without even seeing your dollar bills.
Of course, we've been doing that for
you're using your bank card this way. They're getting you familiar with never even physically seeing your money.
We've been doing it for 30 years, though, Jay.
Okay. It's called baby steps. How many did you start running as soon as you came out the womb?
Dude.
All I'm telling you is it's getting people familiar with not even having the dollar in their hand.
True, but we've been doing it for 30 years and they've been saying, "Oh, we ain't going to have to use cash in another 10 years." Cash is still around. Let me ask you a question. When you go to strip, you do
realize that there was a point where it was only gold that was used as currency, right?
True, and they went to dollars because you can't carry gold on your back.
Okay, and guess what? They probably said, I would never see us using a dollar bill to replace gold.
True.
That's my point, nigga. Just because.
And at one point in time, you had to have as much gold in your hand as you did dollar bills to match it for it to have value.
Okay, Sam. In a few years when you be like, man, okay, I didn't think it, but here it is.
So you gonna throw debit cards at the strip club? You gonna throw Bitcoins at the strip club?
As long as they have an ATM machine, they can pull out money.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Again, dude. Okay, so
You just proved my point.
I no, you didn't prove nothing because guess what?
You just proved my point.
There's a Bitcoin machine in the crosstowns. Guess what?
It sure is.
It spits out dollar bills because
exactly.
It's still going. I'm not saying that there's not going to be $1 to use, my nigga.
That's what cashless means, man.
Okay.
It means literally no cash.
We're in the system now, but people physically want to see the money to be satisfied. That's it. Is all I'm telling you.
I get that. I agree with that.
You don't need it. Why do you need it? Why do you need the paper?
I didn't say you needed it.
But the point that I'm trying to get, you to understand,
if you don't have it electronically, yeah, you do need it.
I'll wait till you get finished.
I'm done. I'm just saying, if you go to a store and you got your card or you got your Apple Wallet or you got your debit card and none of them work, what's your other option? You gonna go wash some dishes?
I used to work for a POS company. Each of those machines has a keypad on it. You can enter in the number, so you don't physically need the money.
I used to manage $1 million business. And I do not remember for security purposes where they allow anybody to punch in a credit card number or a debit card number that they do not have.
I worked for Hypercom. I worked for Verifone. I worked on the machines. You can enter in your credit card.
I didn't say
number.
The option was not available. I didn't say it wasn't available.
Because it follows by entering in your PIN number. That's where the security feature is still there.
All of the transactions are based on PIN, Doc. You can push a button and clear as a credit. I know how they work.
Okay, man. At the end of the day, the system is going to end up being cashless. That's the reason why you have the Bitcoin. That's the reason why Bitcoin even came out, to let people know that there is a different option on to spend their money. That's the whole reason why Gaddafi ended up dying, because he was like, dude, this paper is worthless. Let's go back to doing a different form of currency. Precious metals will never go out of style. It will never lose its value. That paper money loses its value every year.
Right. And what you have electronically is based on your paper money.
After a while, people ain't going to want to, I'll put it like this. After a while, people ain't going to want to hold $5 to be worth
be honest though, Jay, that's even worse.
$1. That's all I'm saying.
That's true, but think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
I'm listening to what you're saying. I really am. I really am.
Because of the simple fact, you're not even really realizing as far as the progress of what is going. Because this system, all it takes is 5 minutes or an hour to take an update. And next thing you know, we will no longer be taking it.
Bruh. You're in a city where I'm going to take a wild guess and say that 70% of this city is not as educated as me and you.
Part of the reason why I'm trying to educate you and other people around.
You ain't educate me, because I know. I'm telling you. And I hear everything you saying. I want you to think about this. Think about what you're saying. You're in a city, and this is not an insult to anybody, but we just talking facts right now. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say 65 to 70% of the people, the stuff that we talking about, are not privy to what we are having a discussion about.
You'll be amazed.
No, I won't be amazed.
There's a lot of people who have Cash App.
Dude, I know about Cash App.
But the point that I
know about that. And I get your point. What I'm saying is,
I don't think you do, dude, because you're arguing about this point.
If somebody drop $50 on the ground right now, you gonna walk past it?
Okay, Sam.
I'm saying.
Okay, Sam.
You can have all the virtual currency in the world. What's attached to the virtual currency? It ain't got to be dollars. Is it gold attached to it? Is it silver attached to it? Where's the value?
If the $50 is not worth $50, you're still gonna pick it up.
If it's worth $25 and I have nothing, yeah, I'm picking it up.
Okay.
That's my whole point.
Okay.
It's still worth something.
This is true.
Until it's worth nothing.
People walk over pennies now, though.
That's what we've been walking over pennies our whole lives.
People walk over nickels all the time, though.
And you can take 100 pennies. 100 pennies is still $1.
That's all I'm saying, man. It's no longer gonna be worth. It's no longer gonna be worth anything to carry. You're arguing with me about something that's going to be worthless, and you're telling me, okay, so you're telling me if I have $25, I have $50, you gonna walk over it, nigga? It's gonna be worthless. Why would you still want to carry it? Sure, you can walk around with it.
I'm talking about today.
Sure, you can.
I'm talking about today.
Nigga, we're not talking about today. We're talking about in the future when it's going to be useless.
Right.
I did not say that the dollar was not going to be, that it was going to be a cashless system tomorrow.
And 10 years ago, folks were saying we were going to be in a cashless society today.
And that's the difference in this conversation. You're talking about something today or tomorrow. I'm talking about in the future, my
Nobody knows. I'm telling you, you don't know.
Okay.
Because you just said yourself, sir, that if the internet goes down, where is your money? You have no answer for that. Nobody knows where it is. You can't find it. You can't physically go get it.
I'm not saying I'm liking the direction. I didn't
say you did either. I'm saying
where it's going.
Right. Cool. I get that. I'm with you on that. What I'm saying is there's always, I'm telling you, the powers that be ain't dumb. They're not dumb. These are very smart people. So you think they're going to let money completely go out the window to a degree of if something goes down, if the cloud goes down, if all the apps go down, there's going to be nothing to trade to get your services and goods?
I do believe so.
It's going to be something. They're not stupid. They're not stupid.
You also have the barter system.
Of course.
Okay.
But that's a trading of a good for a good or a service for a service.
Okay.
That's why we need to get back to knowing how to do our own lawns and doing our own construction and so forth and so on.
So again, if you have the barter system, do you need cash?
You don't need cash, sir, because you have something to offer.
So again, do you need cash?
Sir, if I go to a gas station, I can't offer them to wipe their windows for some gas.
My nigga, just answer the question. I ain't asked for another analogy.
No, I'm answering your question.
If there's a barter system, do you need cash?
In a barter system, but we ain't in a barter system.
Okay, you know what? True. So I can even barter for gas. If I have a service to provide the man at the gas station, how come I can't barter for gas?
If he accepts it, fine. If he don't, you messed up.
Okay.
That's why I said the dollar, the Bitcoin, whatever it is only as powerful as the person that accepts it. If I don't accept, check it out like this. You do a service, right? You take pictures.
There's going to be everywhere.
Hold on. I'm with you. Listen to me what I'm saying. You take pictures, you provide a service, right? A high quality service on your website or your page. You say acceptable forms of payment, right? You may not take cash because, hey, I don't want to deal with the money, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to write you a receipt. You may say, I take PayPal, whatever, and I don't take checks, right? That's what you accept for your good or services. And that's what I'm getting at. Until we get to a point where people are not for everyday stuff. I'm not talking about big purchases. I'm not talking about buying a home. I'm not talking about transferring money. I'm not, because a dude working in the warehouse ain't transferring no money from no one account to the other. You may be able to do that, but they not doing it. If they going to make an everyday purchase, going to the dollar store, going to the gas station, going to buy milk, diapers, cigarettes.
Okay, so again, back to the question. In the future, you do not think that there will be a cashless society?
Not completely cashless. If it is, it's going to be a while. Because the places that we normally go to now still accept cash above everything else.
I never thought it would be a chip on my credit card.
I'm not saying that, bro. It's still a debit card, though. That chip that's on that card is supposed to be for added security. That's what it's supposed to be for. But debit cards have been around for a while. Debit cards have been around for a while.
I'm talking about on the credit card.
On the credit card, too. It's been around for a while. And you used to be able to just take the number off the card and punch it in any and everywhere, and it worked. But they had to add something because of security purposes.
And now you can link these same credit cards to your phone, to
Absolutely.
your laptop, to your tablet, all through
To your watch.
all through Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay, but you're saying that in the future it does not look like it's going to be a cashless society.
Because, dude, because the reliability we've already learned. And this is what I'm getting at, Jay.
Hey, do you realize that in 9 years it was I was looking at the Terminator. It's finna be the year of the Terminator, 2029.
Okay. All right. What's the? Did I miss something? Okay.
The age of the robots and the android that we scoffed at back then.
We scoffed at them, but the military didn't because they were already around.
But just to say, we saw the future then and laughed at it, and here we are. We're about to start seeing robots now.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
You don't, sir, because
what I'm saying is
it's like the old people arguing with the young people about the new music.
It's not the same.
It is.
That's not my argument, and you
because you don't see it.
That's not my argument. My argument is
I'm really unsure what the argument is though.
All right,
because I'm talking about in the future. You talking about today?
Because today matters. Today predicts the future.
It actually doesn't.
Okay.
If you have the powers that be that molds it into what we're going to see in the future, no.
You cannot fully 100% rely on something is unreliable. It's unreliable.
It's unreliable now.
Dude, it's unreliable anytime. Do you know yourself? If it's too cloudy outside, your cell phone won't work.
So you said it's not reliable.
Hold up. Do you know when it gets extremely cloudy outside, your phone will not work?
So hold on. I'm finna send you some money on my phone. So you said I can't. You said
I didn't say you couldn't do it.
You said anytime.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I do not put anything past any technological advance. Okay, I'm with you on that. 100%, 120,000%. I dig it. I promise you. Right?
Okay.
I studied business, so I know. I'm telling you, I know.
What does that have to do with the tea in China, man?
It does, because in order to understand where you coming from, you have to study. Because I know you study, so don't play with me about that.
Studying business has nothing to do with paying attention to see where the society or the system is going.
It's all business. It's a transaction, dude. If you don't study it, you're gonna be dumb. Yeah. Technology is business, and in order to advance business, technology has to advance.
But if you just pay attention to the world and see technology advancing,
yes, it's business. All of it is.
This might be true, but at the same time, looking at technology advancing in front of us and then saying that it's not going to happen.
I didn't say it wasn't going to happen.
It's crazy.
I said, if you look at where we are right now and where we have been before, this is not just a discussion about now and the future.
But you're telling me about hiccups, the reason why it's not going to happen in the future.
I didn't say it. That you missing my point. I never said it wasn't going to happen. I said there's a high chance that cash or whatever we use as cash is not going to completely go away, because you always have to have something to back up the commerce, just like you had to have gold to back the commerce up, right? Because they knew in the beginning, hey, you can't just print money, because guess what? The paper isn't worth anything. You have to have gold to back it up, right? Okay, my point is this. Even though we have all these different methods of making transactions now, and even in the future, you're still going to have something to back it up, because guess what? People going to listen to what I'm saying. You're going to have to have something to back up what you use, because just in case that method goes down or it's no longer acceptable.
Let me ask you something. Since this is a cash society right now, right?
Yes, it is. Not completely, but we still use cash. Yes.
Does that mean that gold doesn't exist?
No, sir. Gold still exists.
Okay, so at what
I'm saying.
at what
I'm
point
saying the same thing.
at
I'm saying
what
the same
point
thing.
at what point when I was making my point as far as a cashless society did I say that the dollar bill was not going to exist?
You said.
At what point did I say this?
You said I asked you about a $50 bill being on the ground. You said it's not going to be worth nothing. So what use is it going to be to me?
I said what I said is you're probably gonna have it's not gonna be worth the $50. If it's not gonna be worth the $50, it's not going to be worth the 50. So if I give somebody a $50 and it's worth 20 or whatever like that, okay, cool, but it's not going to be worth what it's worth.
All right, so I have a question for you. So how do we determine the worth of it?
It's going to be I'll put it like this, because when you finally realize that, okay, well, I'm going to need 2 more of those. When you out buying something and the price is going to be, okay, well, I need 2 more of those dollars. Or just like when you go overseas and how should I say? Like I could take a dollar. I could take a dollar. I could take a dollar bill.
You already answered my question.
What?
You said it. That's what it's based on, buying power. What you're able to do with it.
But what I'm saying is, so there is a point where this dollar is not worth the dollar. Like a dollar bill is going to be worth 50 cents.
We're pretty much already there.
So, and it's the cost of the paper that the money is written on. So if you have a dollar, why are you wanting to use the paper to spend the dollar when you already have a legit dollar on a card, a legit dollar on a Bitcoin? You're making mention of a hiccup that's now they are adjusting. They are adjusting to the system as far as what they see the hiccup. Why do you think you have a support system? Right. When you have a support and it goes down, they're making adjustments in real time. This is these little hiccups that's going on. It's just like when you have your computer. When you have Windows 95, you're like, all these little bugs. Then next thing you know, it's like, oh, okay, we just going to be done with Windows 95. Just jump to 98. Because of the simple fact, they see the hiccups, they're making these little adjustments because they want to get rid of the dollar bill. They're introducing everything with forms of payments or forms of ways for you to use without using a dollar bill. They want you to use your watch. They want you to use your phone. They want you to use your car. They want you to use all this other stuff without using the dollar bill.
But I have a question, though. I have a question. So what is it? And this is not in defense of the dollar bill. My question is, people say, and I've read this in articles, I've seen it on shows, whatever the case is, right? When they talk about the dollar bill and they say, okay, the value of the dollar, right? Okay. The value of the dollar, we're talking in real time, we're not talking as it pertains to like how many Bitcoin you can buy and all that. We're just talking about straight dollars, right? Mm-hmm. Like I don't have any cash in my hands. All my money is, virtual, whatever, right? It's in my bank account. You know what I'm saying? But and I have debit cards. I don't have any cash, right? Okay. Excuse me. And this goes back to the point that you were making about what I'm able to purchase, because buying power basically sets the standard on what your dollar is worth anyway, whether you got 1,000 of them or you got 1,000,000 of them, right?
Right.
The cost of living sets the standard by which whatever your money is worth. So my thing is this, because nobody takes, you get ready to go to purchase a home and that home is $70,000, right? Nobody walks around with $70,000 in a bag, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And takes it to closing. That money there's an approval of a loan and you know how it all works, right? So my question is this: if we're going to a cashless society in the future, and let's say it takes place within the next 30 years, right? So that currency,
I say 5.
if it's 5, whatever the amount of time it is, right?
Okay.
Which is a very short window, a very, very short window. The reliance on having even a debit card, because I'll just take paper money out of the equation. The reliance upon having a debit card, you have that debit card, you're able to swipe, and that transaction, and I'm just painting a picture, that money comes out of your bank account and goes into whoever business that you made that purchase from, right? You receive your good and service. Now it's yours. You got it. So that money comes out virtually. So you never are able to go to the bank and count that out. You can look at your account online, right? Okay. This is my question. If we're talking dollars, and we've always used paper money, right? Mm-hmm. And we say, hey, as a rule, remember the gold standard that we went away from some years ago. I don't even want to get into the history lesson about that, but we went away from it, right? And we used to have the same amount of value in gold as we did the money was in circulation. Excuse me. Then we say after we went away from the gold standard, we just started printing money.
Okay.
So that paper money, the value I would say attached to that paper money became what we use to make purchases for goods and services. My thing is when we if we completely go away from cash in the next 3 years, how do we determine the value of currency based on do we say I've got 5,000 currency, 5,000 $, I have 5,000 crypto dollars, whatever the case is, to buy a new car or whatever.
Why does the terminology have to change because you're not using the physical paper money?
Well, I mean,
it still will be dollars,
whatever it's going to be called.
I mean,
or coins or whatever.
Just because you're using Bitcoin, they still say $7,000.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that. Yeah, that's true. And I'm not getting into the terminology. What I'm saying is that if we have to have gold to back up the paper money, what's going to back up the crypto? What's going to back up the coin? What's going to back up what's on the cloud? What do we have to back all of that up? Because at that point in time, because think about it. You walk in a room and somebody says, I got this, or you go to a casino and you can say, I got these chips, and you go trade those chips in for money, right? And if you want to get stacks of money like Floyd Mayweather or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And people get crazy about that and they see all this money piled up. So what happens when all of that goes away, right? What happens when all that goes away and we say we're not doing cash no more? How do you know, or what can you do to verify that money that's virtually there? What's backing that? What gives that value at that point in time?
Okay. In all honesty,
and this is not the question
that you're asking. It's an irrelevant question, man.
How's it an irrelevant question? I'm asking a question. I want to get an answer to it. You said paper money is not going to have that value, so it goes away, right? So it's not going to be valuable.
Well, one, it's an irrelevant question to ask me. Two, I would say it's an irrelevant question because at the end of the day, the masses is going to force you to do it regardless if you want to or not. We were forced. I mean, I put it like this: in ways, we were given a bank card. We didn't ask for it. We were given credit cards from our bank. We didn't ask for it.
Okay.
We were given certain things to use transactions. We didn't ask for it.
Okay.
We didn't ask for Samsung Pay.
Okay.
They gave it to us to use.
Right. I asked the question because I wanted to know your thoughts on it. That's what I asked.
But my thought is the question is irrelevant because of the simple fact. I put it like this: we are told that the dollar is backed by gold. We don't physically know that.
I know that. I'm asking a question. I just want to know what your thoughts are. Like,
we don't know. I mean, on that, I don't know. I can't really answer that. So that's the reason why I would say it's irrelevant to me, because I really won't have no thought on it, and don't think that it will make a difference, because at the end of the day, whatever the masses are going to have us to do with our money or currency, I just take money out of it and just say currency. That's how we're going to be spending it. Period. Regardless of what it's backed by. If we're told that, hey, from now on, this is how you're going to be spending your money, and all of the platforms across here is how we're going to take it. That's what's going to end up happening.
That was my point. That's
So
what I
that's
was
what
saying.
that's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Right, but what I'm saying is, whatever currency that you use, it's only as powerful as the institution that decides to take it. That's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, that there's going to be a point in time where they're going to be like, hey, fuck this dollar. This is how we're going to be spending money. And this is going to have to be how it's accepted. They're baby stepping us into that world. They're getting us comfortable with certain things already to baby step us into that, because you see how adamant you were in the argument, that in the dispute that we were having. That's how the rest of the world would be if they just brought it to us and asked us if this is what you want. There will be so many people like, no, I don't want this, blah 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 blah. So it's like, hey, let's just baby step them. Let's give them Apple Pay. Let's see how it goes and see how they react to using it. Oh, they love it. Okay, cool. Let's keep updating Apple Pay. Let's go put it in this gas station, see if they use it at the gas station. Okay, oh, cool. They're using it. They're using it more and more. All right, bet. Let's see if they use Samsung Pay.
While you're talking, I'm going to find this article real quick.
Let's see if they use Android Pay. They're using it. Bet. Now let's implement other little things. Let's use Speed Pass. Let's use Exxon Speed Pass, see if they do that. Let's see if we can do some other things at McDonald's or whatever, where they can just scan royalty cards or whatever like that, to get familiar with not using money. They're baby stepping us, and we don't even know it.
I know it. What I'm saying is the question that I asked was, you said that we were going to a cashless society. I get that. What I'm saying is based on the way that we use cash and the way we have in the past, the way we still do. What is going to be? You gave the answer that I was actually looking for in totality. In the end, you said it's whatever they tell us we're going to use, and that's what I said in the beginning. Whatever currency that you use and whatever method that you pay for goods and services is only based on the institution that accepts it. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say you go to the store, and like right now, you go to the store, you give them a $20 bill, and whatever you bought is $10, they give you $10 back, right?
Okay.
Because that's what they accept. In 3 years, it's not going to be like everybody's got all this cash money and you get ready to go somewhere and use something. Oh, we don't use that no more. Like you said, they'll baby step you. They'll put a sign up and say, hey, this location as of May 23rd, 2025 no longer accepts cash.
Okay.
Right? So then people will have to adjust. Okay, let me update my Apple Wallet. Let me update my Google Wallet. The newer phones that come out, the options on that phone will grow. The wallets on that phone will grow, right?
Because they're not making it a point about putting these things on all of your mobile devices.
No, but the thing is it's there because I can send you money via Facebook Messenger right now.
Right. And that's my point.
But I'm saying I have to attach my banking information there, and I say, oh, okay, Jay, I'm headed over there. I'm finna pay you for these pictures you took for my photo shoot. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna send you your $2,500 right quick. Okay, boom, there you go. You got it. Now it's in your account. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you another way. The first simplest way, another way where they introduced you to seeing virtual money, because in actuality,
Video games.
not just that, because we was having this conversation before as far as being in a virtual reality world. Direct deposit. You remember before when you worked, you got your check and you go somewhere and you
go somewhere
physically
and
saw your money.
Right, you physically had to go
you
cash.
don't see, you never, in this day and age, tell me at any point when you physically have seen your paycheck, the money from your paycheck.
See, the other part attached to that, though, is what we're being sold is convenience, because I don't have to wait for them to give me my paper check on Friday and I have to stand in line and wait for them to give that to me. Then I have to try to get off of work and go to the bank and stand in line to get my check cash and then take my money and then go buy a money order or go and say, okay, I'm gonna cash this check, but now I got to go pay this person. But it started with checks.
Bingo, what you said with convenience.
Convenience, yeah.
So you can't tell me that a cashless society would not be more convenient.
True. But at the same time, with convenience, there's failure involved with stuff that's offered in convenience. And so anybody that, I put it like this, we had. Why
do you think we having all these security issues within the past 2 or 3 years?
Of course,
they're updating
because it's update, and they taking the information when stuff gets hacked from folks who've done it, and say, how are you all able to do this? Okay, if I pay you enough money, can you tell me how this happened? Absolutely, I'll tell you exactly how I did it. So now we update our security. Right, versus what information and intel we've received to make sure that a lot of these things don't happen or continue to happen and the occurrences go down. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how they deal with the situation, is how many occurrences takes place. So I'm saying is that also there are fail-safe measures to say, if this system completely shuts down, what do we do at this point? So we had an experience when I managed the grocery store.
They gonna be straight. They don't give a fuck about us.
I ain't talking about them.
That's why I said pandemonium earlier.
Well, also you have to remember this though. Our money, our work, our involvement, what we do to produce, right, goes into how the rich stay rich. You know what I'm saying? So there's a reliance on us as the population of worker bees and worker ants and whatever you want to, so when we say the rat race, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Our money goes into the economy to keep it going. We don't get a whole lot out of it. We put a lot into it. What I'm saying is that when that happens, you've got this percentage of people that make the most money off of what we spend or what we do. If we're smart enough, we're able to invest and at least make some of it back over a much longer period of time though, right? I had an experience when I was managing a store. One night, our power went out. And our backup generators were old, so they didn't kick in right away. Our entire POS system had a lag, so that POS system would continue to work about 10 minutes after the power goes out, right? Okay. Each register that was in that particular establishment was all connected to the network. So when power goes out, there's, like I said, you had about 10 minutes before that system completely shuts down. So when that system completely shuts down, there are no more cash registers where you punch the number in and get the money out of. That's it. They lock and you done. You know what I'm saying? So at that point in time, it completely shut the store down. Everybody's got to go. Like, folks got to put their stuff back up because there's no way to ring anybody up at that point in time.
They had a manual imprinters?
No, sir. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it because once power goes down, no generators kick in, and they don't kick in, you done for.
No, I'm saying manual imprinters is the carbon copy where they slide the little thing over.
No, this particular organization didn't deal with those. Yeah, because once those registers close, unless you had a master key, you couldn't open it anyway. Some of them you didn't even have that key. Once the power went out, they locked. You couldn't do anything with it. So yeah, in those terms, if that was to happen over just even a short period of time, I agree about the pandemonium. The other side of it is, if that was to happen, now what do you do? Not just to get your stuff, But the bigger companies that own all of this product and own all of this land and own all of these things, they're not able to sell. You see what I'm saying? They're not able to do business back. They're not able to do B2B. They're not able to sell to consumer. So what happens? So they always have to have measures and ways to say, okay, if this happens, we got this backup over here. If this goes down, we got this backup over here. If this shuts down, we got this backup. Like they have the big picture. Like I'm agreeing, because dude, I've been using Apple Pay for the last 2 weeks.
You have a strange way of agreeing, sir.
No. I'm agreeing, but what I'm saying is there's also other aspects of it that I feel like you weren't hearing at that particular time. Like now where we stand, right? There's certain places in these United States who do not have in certain areas in these United States that your cell phone will not work. 15, 20 miles away from here.
There are places in America that don't take credit cards.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And this is 2019. Why would you not accept credit cards in 2019?
Okay, but with that, okay.
Now you kind of seeing what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
No, okay, because you just said it. You just said there's certain places that don't accept credit cards.
But that's like the 5% out of 90.
True, and it still exists though.
But the masses don't care about that. I'll put it like this. That's just like, do you think that they really care about this one person, me, Jason Williams, who does not use the cloud, who does not use Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, or nothing? No, they don't care.
No, they care
about everybody else, though. The 99% who use it, though.
They care about the other 50,000 people who are just like you, though.
Okay, but still, it still does not put a dent into the majority of the world who do use it.
Yes, it does. Because guess what? If it goes down, they're gonna be coming to asking you for your help.
I ain't finna get back in this conversation with you, man.
You think I'm lying?
Because so
you gonna be the first person they call because you know how to operate outside of it. That's my point.
Okay, but the reason why you're arguing.
I'm telling you that you're right, but I'm also telling you that you saying that they're going to a complete system where there's no reliability on anything quote unquote primitive. Dude, we've been doing this for 25 years. You do know that, right?
Right. I'm just saying
there's not going to be a complete reliance because everything fails. Society and history teaches us that everything, just like the dollar has failed, all this other stuff is going to fail at some point.
True.
And you have to go back to a primitive way of doing business to get business done.
Per the start of the subject, and we were talking about pandemonium and trusting of the system.
And going off on a tangent. This is a perfect tangent tonight. I was in the mood to argue anyway when I got here.
This nigga drive me fucking crazy. Hell. Man. Nigga fucking agreeing with me. It's like, nigga, what the fuck are you saying?
I wasn't disagreeing. I was agreeing, but I was trying to get you to understand you saying that there were stages to it. I agree with that. But I also agree that
I didn't care about the 5% because I know the rest of
you better care about the 5%. The 5% is gonna save your life one day.
No, what I'm saying, I ain't talking about me personally.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the rest of the world because when I made mention of the stores that don't even take credit cards. So they don't. I put like that store that don't even take credit cards. The way the rest of the world is forming, they're not even marketing to them anyway.
No.
Is what I mean. Those type of people live off of the grid almost.
Exactly.
So they don't even market to them. What I'm saying is the rest of the world, if they're not paying attention, that's the whole reason why this is even being brought up, because we're not even paying attention to what is being brought to us.
But you know, paying attention,
and we just go along.
Yeah, because it's a hurt.
I don't know why I'm going along.
You're just hurting. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the reason why I'm even bringing it up, because of the simple fact is like, hey, y'all do realize that this is going on. That is going on. Y'all start finding other ways to invest your money.
Yeah.
Because like you have this dollar that's not going to be worth toilet tissue You need to invest in some gold or something.
If you got a lot of dollars anyway,
you need to invest in some
ain't-
Bitcoin while folks is scoffing at the joint.
you ain't. I'm gonna say this: if you got, that's why I trip out when I see people with money stacks up to their ears. You know what I'm saying? Because
Now, when you say that, are you talking about white people? Or you talking about us?
no. When I say money stacks up to their ears, I'm talking about actual cash bundled up, holding up against their ear, talking on it like it's a cell phone, some stupid stuff like that. What I'm saying.
Now, I can't knock that because I was young. And see, that's the only thing I hate about our generation talking about the younger kids. The nigga, I was that nigga with the
But
money up to my ear.
You learn better.
I mean, I was never no flashy nigga, but at the same time, I did dumb stuff to show that I had money.
Right.
Young kids who've never had it, we're going to do stuff to show off I got money.
And then somebody gonna come to you and say you need to do something with that.
True.
If they truly love you or truly want to see you do right.
But when you young, I can't stunt with this land.
You can.
You can, but you can't. I put it like this: you can, but
You can throw a party on and say, man, all this junk right here. You know what I'm saying?
And a young child, in a young kid's mind, he ain't thinking far enough as far as how he can stunt.
I agree.
With it.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Like I said before, it was told to me back in the day, like I should do this, that, and I'm like, man, ain't nobody trying to buy no house. Who want a house right now? And then it's like, I should have got a house.
Yeah. Cash.
Like, man, I should have got a house.
For sure.
I'm finna go on another jump while I was still talking about that's why I kind of had brought up the Terminator jump 2029. I was trying to get on talking about robots and shit, but it was in a tangent about where we are going and not paying attention to the stage that we're going. I was looking at.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm looking up something. Go ahead.
I was watching an interview with I was watching Joe Rogan, and he was interviewing Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk had said something that when he said it, it kind of made me. It was kind of spooky how he said it, but I'm gonna show you what he said.
Okay.
He said something in reference to we are or we will be the organic bootloader to artificial intelligence.
Organic bootloader to artificial intelligence.
Do you know what a bootloader is?
No. Tell me what a bootloader is.
Okay, so
I mean, I have an idea, but go ahead and explain.
So most people who get a computer, you already have your operating system on, and you just turn it on. It's already ready to work.
Correct. There we go. Mm-hmm.
Bootloader though is like if you're building a computer and it doesn't have an operating system at all, and you're loading an operating boot system for it to turn on and operate and function. He was saying that we're with the organic bootloader. We're going to physically turn on artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is going to take it from there, and we're going to be under the control of AI. Completely under the control of AI?
Like he said, basically AI is going to be, as far as like,
it's artificial intelligence.
Well, I'm saying as far as like what, like,
he said once it's turned on, it's going to take it from there.
But I'm saying, as far as he's saying artificial intelligence, is he talking about like us walking in a room, and I'm trying to figure out what he's saying about as far as us being
artificial intelligence is everything.
Yeah,
everything
I know
digital.
But what I'm saying is, I get that. What I'm saying is, he's saying that basically that stuff is gonna be like doing whatever.
Once AI is turned on, it's gonna control everything, and he said, once it's on, AI is gonna take it from there. And I was like, man. So Joe Rogan was like, okay, so what do you mean by that? He was like, what do you mean? He was just, I mean, listening to him, I thought he was a robot. Have you ever listened to him talk?
It was an interview they did with Elon back when he was, I want to say like 19 or 20, and he had bought his first. No, he was in his 20s, I think, and he had bought his first like Lamborghini. This was 25 years ago or something like that, and he was, you know, what I mean, he was Silicon, whatever, right? And they were talking to him then, and he sounded like I could have easily thought like this is a robot talk, like from a show or something. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever,
like the way he talks and the way he interacts? He's very robotic in what he says and does. Like I don't think he's a robot, but that's kind of how he interacts.
you remember Star Trek? Data from Star Trek.
That's
how he talked. That's how he was talking. Like, I was like, man. But he had said he had already told the powers that be he did not welcome. He didn't welcome the idea of AI, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
He stressed it of not welcoming the idea of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And then Joe Rogan was like, but you're on this autonomous everything now. He was like, well, if you're on it, I might as well just go ahead and use it. But he was like, what's spooky about it is that with artificial intelligence, there's going to be at some point that we are no longer going to be the most intelligent beings on the planet.
I don't agree with that.
How?
I don't agree with that.
This is artificial intelligence that's always updating itself every day.
But it's updated based on code written by humans, though.
You must don't understand artificial intelligence.
I understand artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence did not create itself, though.
Okay, so that's the reason why he said we are the organic bootloader. We're not doing anything else once it's activated.
I get that.
So what I'm saying is, although it may have been created by man or something like that, this is artificial intelligence where it's reading and adapting and changing its own code to update.
Not all of it is, though. It
Sam,
can't. No, I'm saying.
Look up artificial intelligence.
I've looked it up.
Artificial intelligence does not.
I promise you, it has to be written. It has to be written based on code that's based on norms, that's based on certain situations.
I want you to listen to the Elon Musk interview. What I'm telling you is not going to need us. That's the reason why he's saying it is scary.
A lot of that is told to you. I'm going to tell you why. So you can rely on it.
This is from a person who has helped create artificial intelligence.
Right, because he had to help create it. He's going to tell you're going to rely on it because he wants you to use it. That's a sales pitch too, Doc.
No, what I'm telling you, he's saying it's scary for us to be welcoming artificial intelligence.
I agree.
He was also saying in the interview that he was also saying that there are things that the Tesla can do that people are unaware of.
I agree.
So just because, how should I say this? I don't know. I'll put like this. I'll say this because I had a feeling that you was gonna have a doubt on this or be.
I don't doubt it.
Be reluctant, but all I would say is
either. I just
take
know
an
that
interest in
the process works based on something that you have to feed into a system for a system to work. That's all I'm saying.
Not necessarily.
It's already been tried.
I want you. Have you ever heard this show called Person of Interest?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I want you to start watching the show because what Elon Musk is talking about is exactly what this show is based off of. Is exactly what this show is based off of, and because of there's so many because we're looking at things with our human mind aspect of it. True, this giant, we created it and we welcomed it, but at the same time, this is intelligence that adapts on its own.
But what is
Changes
it?
and
What
updates
does it
on its
adapt to
own.
though? What is it? You have to, in order to adapt. What I'm saying is, in
It's
order for something
adapting in
to
real
adapt,
time by what's going on in the world. That's the
right?
reason why it's
But
artificial
right,
intelligence.
but you have to, even with that, Jay. What I'm saying is, human beings as intelligent beings. I'll use the turtle and the butterfly. Stay with me.
I ain't never heard no turtle
No,
butterfly
no,
analogy.
listen to what I'm saying, bruh. Listen to what I'm saying. When the dinosaur was here, the turtle was
and the
here.
butterfly.
Listen what I'm saying. When the dinosaur was here,
You don't need no more to drink, sir.
no, sir, this has nothing to do with drink. I'm telling you, this is not just about technology. This is about the universe. This is how the universe works. I agree with everything that you're saying because technology is not going to regress. It's going to progress a lot faster than we think. I agree with that. I promise you, I know. What I'm saying is outside of that, I'm not discounting your plethora of knowledge because I know you read and I know you have experiences. What I'm saying is this: there's always limitations on anything that we see. There's always a limitation. That's just the way things are. It's always a limitation, right? When the dinosaur was here, the turtle was here. When the dinosaur was here, the butterfly was here. The dinosaur ain't here anymore, but the turtle and the butterfly are still here. Think about what I'm saying. The dinosaur was big and bad and made a lot of noise, and you couldn't destroy one, you couldn't kill one, you couldn't chop his head off, you couldn't shoot it, right?
Okay.
But you can take your hand and smack a butterfly and kill one.
Okay.
A turtle moves really slow, like you can crack its shell and it dies. But both of those that are considered small, insignificant, slow, non-important, they're not bad. A turtle ain't gonna jump on your back and ride you for a month, you know what I'm saying, and get off of you and slap you. A butterfly ain't gonna fly over you and bite you on your forehead, right? But they're both still here, and they've been around for thousands of years.
And that's it to say what?
My point is no matter how powerful a system may seem to be, it can end just like anything else. Roaches been here for thousands of years. We step on them every day. That's my point, dude.
Okay, man.
Like I get excited about stuff, but I don't get so crazy about it because just like I said, you have to advance in technology. You have to advance in society. You have to come from something else. It doesn't mean you completely get rid of it. It means you take from that and grow on it. Yeah, Elon Musk is going to tell you artificial intelligence, once it takes over, that's it. What I'm saying is that, yeah, I agree with that. What I'm saying is there's even limitations to that. So what happens when artificial intelligence overheats? What happens when it overloads? And we ain't even here no more.
So, okay, you do realize, technically speaking, we're artificial intelligence, right?
I don't know what you mean. You got to explain it.
We are.
What's artificial about our intelligence?
Okay, back to the beginning of the podcast when I was talking about we're living organisms, that we're like an amoeba talking amoebas.
Okay.
We evolved and progressed to be living, walking, talking organisms, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you I don't even know how to direct the question to come at the conversation with what you are saying.
I'm listening.
What makes you think that artificial intelligence?
Because it was created by somebody.
We were created by somebody.
Right, by God. We didn't create ourselves, though.
Okay, so man is playing God, and guess what? Since man is imperfect, we don't know what the fuck we are creating.
I agree with that.
But at the same time, We're playing God. We're trying to make something that might be very similar to us and can think on his own. Back to that whole conversation we were talking about having a child and your child being smarter than you. Mm-hmm. Guess what? We're creating a child that's going to be smarter than us and going to be able to outsmart us into thinking, hey, if you do me this way, I'll be able to blah, blah, blah. When in actuality, it didn't outsmarted me to not need me anymore. It knows what to do on its own if it overheats. Oh, if I overheat, I need to bring bandwidth over here or do so-and-so to cool me down. It is not going to need us.
Okay, but it still has limitations. It's still gonna have limitations.
Okay.
Because what you talking about is what's that movie? What was that? Eagle Eye or something like that?
There's a lot. There's a lot of movies.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of Eagle Eye, Terminator.
You got the movie with Johnny Depp, Transcendence.
Yeah, Transcendence, yeah.
Because that's the other thing which sparked my interest with the conversation, because it led me to think as far as the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's Cyberdyne.
With the cloud, I was looking at some. Lil Duval had said something. He was like, "All you doing?" He was like, "The cloud, that's our memories. We paying for our memories." And I was like, "What?" And when he said, I ain't really think nothing about it. He was like, "We load everything up on that joint."
Yeah, because you ain't got no. If I walk in here right now, like, you got pictures of yourself and family, mm-hmm. right? How many people you know still got a photo album at home?
Exactly. Yeah. So he was like, he's like everything in the cloud. We're gonna be paying for our memories. So I pieced that to what Elon Musk was saying as far as us advancing and things of that nature. He mm-hmm. he was talking about we're going to be to the point where our conscious will be transferred into, like, if we pass away, we will be able to transfer our conscious into something else. Mm-hmm. So guess what the cloud will be used for? Mm-hmm. All of that, your memories, your everything is all going to be stored on the cloud and be sent to you in a package to your new unit. Mm-hmm. Transcendence. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm ready for all it. Listening to it is all spooky, and I know that this is where it's going to go. I don't know if I'm ready for all that. The new kids, the new generation, I'm sure they'll welcome that because we don't really know no better. But I'm just saying, this is where everything is going, and we are unaware. We're gonna be like, how did we get here?
I got a question, and I hear exactly what you're saying about us not knowing where we're going or where we are. One thing excuse me, sorry, man, where did that come from? I just drunk a 42-ounce can of beer while I was doing this.
That's why he's over here arguing.
Yeah, I just drank some Blue Top.
You know how niggas are when they get to drinking. What'd you say, nigga?
Now I'm gonna leave this. This will be my final point.
What you say about my dollar bills, man?
Shut up. That ain't what I said. That is not what I said about my dollar bills. You cannot throw Bitcoin at a strip club. You can't throw Bitcoin at a strip club, or can you? I don't know, because I don't have any Bitcoin. I'm not rich like that.
If she got an Apple Watch, I can scan it on my watch. Guess what? If she got an Apple Watch, I got an Apple Watch. Blink. There you go, baby.
All right.
You just can't make it rain no more.
Wait a minute. So I'm looking at this. I pulled up the interview with mm-hmm. Elon and Joe Rogan, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I ran across. Okay, so to your point, what you were saying earlier, there's a part in Joe Rogan's podcast where Elon says, artificial intelligence, if you can't beat it, join it. Musk said his efforts to merge the human brain with machines are making progress. His venture Neuralink will have something interesting to announce in a few months that will be an order of magnitude ahead of what people currently think is possible, he said. Neuralink aims to link humans to computers without a physical connection by implanting tiny electrodes into the brain. Mm-hmm. Musk has repeatedly expressed concerns about the dangers of unrestrained development of artificial intelligence, but says his push for a more cautious, regulated approach has been futile. He told Rogan he thinks that merging humans with computers is the approach that seems probably the best for us. If you can't beat it, join it.
Right. Which would be, guess what? You know what that is?
What is that?
Terminator.
Come with me if you want to live. I think we just scared the shit out of everybody with this podcast tonight.
I'm dead, but nigga, we have to be scared shitless to listen.
I'm not scared, man. Everything's got to end, right?
And I hate when people say that shit.
I mean, I'm not scared. Doesn't mean I'm not cautious because I got kids.
But I'm like, dude, the powers that be are creating Terminators.
Yeah, but they got limits too. Everything's got limits. They only got so much power.
Who?
The powers that be. The spooky powers that be.
Okay.
They got limits too.
Okay.
They always have.
Yeah, by their own doing, their own demises, yeah. But what I'm saying is in this case here, this is a case where this is uncharted territory.
Correct.
This is a case of it's so uncharted that you're doing something where this thing is adapting to you. It's learning from you and becoming smart. Like when people try to, like, you're going out by trying to teach the computer how to play chess, and eventually it beats you on day 3 in 2 moves. That type of thing. So it's like, when you see that it's adapting and it's becoming smarter than you within milliseconds every day, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about that. Because guess what? When I say about artificial intelligence, once it's turned on, it's learning everybody's behavior by the computer that you carry around every day.
Yeah, it's already doing it, tracking your steps.
But no, I'm saying this
words and so forth and so on. Yeah.
So
that's what Alexa is anyway.
So
that's a Google Voice.
Alexa, so once it's turned on, it's going to link and sync to everything.
Yeah, but it's already turned on. If that's the case,
that's why I say, look at podcasters, YouTube Sam. Go watch the show Person of Interest. Now, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, okay, it's a cool little show, entertainment. But as I watched it more and more, I'm like, this shit believable as hell. And it was canceled for a reason. Mm-hmm. When you get to the final season of the junk, you're gonna see and understand why. I can understand why it was canceled. It's putting too many ideas in a person for you to see what's ahead. Mm-hmm. And I'll put it like this: Persons of Interest is a show about the government created a computer to be able to, under the guise of security, to be able to prevent crimes from happening, things of that nature. While they created this computer,
that movie, it was a movie.
I know. I ain't talking about Minority Report. I ain't talking about that.
It's similar.
Well, Minority Report is pretty much you're predicting crimes before it happens.
Yeah, and you going ahead and getting the criminal or whatever before they actually commit the crime.
This is where AI is always listening and hearing, so it was letting you know of a crime that was about to happen by listening from your phone and saying, "Hey," like if somebody was like, "Nigga, be over there tomorrow. I'm gonna go over there and blow your head off." So it's listening. It will send the police over to said person's house on their way to go over there and do it, or on that day the police was over there, that type of thing. So the premise was of in with this machine, it was giving out this person his social security number, but in this case, it was saving people's lives. This computer was.
Right.
So while it was saving people's lives, it was like it'll yell out it will call you up. It's like, hey, save so and so, so and so. Later on in the season, come to find out that there was another computer that was made. In this case, it doesn't care about saving the people's lives. What it cares about is making the system better. So if it has collateral damage, so what? So what? But the collateral damage is needed to make the world better. So it will cause catastrophes.
Yeah, that's
it will cause like earthquakes. It will cause like tsunamis. It will cause like certain things to get rid of. How can I say an anomaly or whatever where it feels like it is not needed, so it needs to get rid of it. That's all I'm saying. So when you watch this, John, you can be like, okay, I could see the government wanting to be involved in something like this, or better yet, they probably have a system like this. And then when you listen to Elon Musk talk about this making attaching humans to computers and all this other type of stuff, I'm like, dude. Or better yet, you go on if you follow them on Instagram, go look up Boston Dynamics and look up their walking robotic dogs. The John is spooky, my nigga, and we just be walking around focused on love and hip hop, New York and shit. Now I watch that John all the time, but I'm also focused on other stuff that I see that's going on. That shit crazy, man, and we just be like, okay. And a lot of times I be feeling like I be crazy out here by telling people about this, but we ain't focusing on this stuff. We should be.
But my question is this, though. Even if we focus on it, what can we do about it?
Now, that's the other thing. Now, that's my other part. I'm trying to figure out if something were to happen, what can I do about it to at least save myself?
You can't. You can't. The reason why I say you can't is because, again, the earth exists inside of the universe. Whatever goes on here, dude, this whole thing can be gone in the next 30 minutes, right?
This is true.
So it is not, AI is not going to matter. None of that stuff is going to matter, right? And
this is true.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be the guy that tells people not to be aware, right?
Because that's what it's at. That's what you're doing.
No. What I'm saying is that our existence.
Because you like the people that I talk to, and you be like, oh, man, like when I tell people about eating right, you be like, man, we gonna die anyway, man.
No. That's nah. You missing it. That's not what I'm saying at all. No. That's not what I'm saying. That's foolish. My talk is not foolish at all. My talk is that you can also do everything that you possibly can to prevent or to learn about or to be wary of or understand and still not be able to do anything about it, right?
Right.
My personal thought is that I'm not going to let those things overtake me to the point where I will constantly worry about them. I'm going to continue to live my life. I'm going to be aware.
Man, it's not.
I'm going to be woke, right? I'm going to use the patented word that everybody's using. I'm going to be woke, but I'm not going to allow it to control everything that I do.
I was unaware that this was the Worry podcast.
No, it's not the Word podcast.
I thought this was off on a tangent and bring stuff to people's attention podcast.
It is, but some stuff is not bringing stuff to people's attention. Some stuff is.
I didn't know
is
we
us
was
having a conversation.
This for worrying.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh my God, Rick James.
No, I didn't say you were worrying. I said I'm talking about me. Like, you got to hear what I'm saying. I didn't say you were worrying. I said I'm not worrying.
You said I'm not going to bring it up to worry about it.
Yeah, because I'm not worried about it. It doesn't mean I'm not privy to the information. Because think about what you're saying. You're saying that basically there's nothing we can do about it, right? So if there's nothing you can do about it, it means, hey, I want to know about it. I want to be privy of it. But if I'm privy of it and I know about it and everybody's involved in it and knows that it's going to happen, that's why I asked the question, what can you do about it?
Well, I say is we won't be so quick to be bringing AI and computers into your home is my thing. Because a lot, like, I try my best not to use anything that has Alexa associated with it.
True, but you still got the internet. You still use the internet.
Right.
So you're still connected and plugged in regardless.
I connect with a VPN.
It doesn't matter. You're still connected. But I'm saying, and it's not an insult to you. What I'm saying is that there's certain things that we're not going to be able to live without.
Right.
As a mass of people. That's why I mentioned earlier about there's certain places 20 miles from here that you can't get cell phone service, which means you basically screwed. If you trying to pay a bill and you got to pay a bill by a certain time, or if somebody needs some money from you and you got to send it to them, if you're in Grand Junction, Tennessee, and your phone doesn't work, you can't do it. It's the same way if I'm 20 miles away 70 years ago, right? And a relative of mine needs $50. I got to pay somebody to physically take that money to them. You see what I'm saying? But if I don't have anybody to do that, they're screwed. What I'm talking about is access. What I'm talking about is if I can't do anything about it, I'm screwed anyway. What I'm saying is that I can know about it and know it's optional and be able to use it.
So
but if I don't have no access,
is that what?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I never want anybody to be to the point where they're so locked into a situation. If you listening to me and you had this conversation, I don't want this podcast to end with people feeling like, man, we screwed. Now I want them feeling like, hey, we shared information and I shared my viewpoint, you shared your viewpoint.
We are screwed. I
don't think we screwed, Doc. Do you know how long existence has been prior to the computer age? Do you know how advanced human technology is?
When the statement is made, I'm not talking about like today, but as a whole, as a generation of people, yes.
We're not screwed, dude. We're not screwed. You know how many times people said we were screwed in humanity and we still here?
That's because we've always been on the top of the food chain.
And it's not going to change.
We've always been on the top of the food chain. We've always been the smarter being. In a few years, we're not going to be the smarter being.
And if not, guess what? If we're not going to be the smarter being and it all goes away, it's nothing we could have done about it anyway.
The other thing, and I will close out because it's going to really scare some people. The other thing he said, Elon Musk, how should I say this? We're going to be the sex organs for the artificial intelligence.
He said that for real?
Yes.
That's a crazy statement to make.
Okay, so
because I don't know what he means by that.
When he said it,
I want to know what he means by that,
when he said it,
because that's a crazy statement.
I started looking back. I went back and looked at the Terminator movie.
Okay.
So when you look at Terminator and you look at the movie, remember the Terminators, they were walking around, they just had that little silver body walking around with the guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you really think about it, that's just the skeletal system like us.
Right. Right.
So when he said that the sex organs of artificial intelligence, the robots, I was like, so we're going to be. They need the outer covering.
Okay. You mean as the
They need the flesh for their bones.
You know what though? If you look at the later movies, they didn't. They just walked around as the endoskeletons.
Right.
Because they didn't need the skin no more.
They've adapted. They began to adapt, and they were the liquid.
Yeah, that was T2.
Yeah,
Judgment Day. And Robert Patrick was he was like Mercury or whatever. He could liquefy. He could turn into whatever he wanted to turn into. Mimic, like the movie Mimic too. Yeah.
So it's scary. I say, if we do, we are doomed. Welcoming that into the world of we are doomed. And it got me to think about another thing that we were introduced to that we only looked at it as entertainment. But if you remember Star Trek, you remember the Borg?
Yeah.
They were absorbed by artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned human beings into the robots.
Mm-hmm.
Because Elon Musk was saying something about we will be a collective hive in the future. He's like, well, technically, we already are that by social media.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Borg was. The Borg was collectively hived together.
Mm-hmm.
And they adapted and adjusted from what the other one was doing out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
So when another came out, they were already prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was like, man, dude, this. I was like, man, I need to quit listening to this Elon Musk dude. But he's getting his hands dirty in this stuff, so I'm like, he knows what he's talking about.
You know, he also said about flying cars. He said your neighbors won't like flying cars.
Because it's going to cause too much noise pollution if you're landing in the backyard. Yes. I'm aware.
Yeah.
Your neighbor ain't going to like that.
And we were supposed to have flying cars like 20 years ago.
And that's the reason why it didn't exist. Do you one, your house going to have to be super far apart.
Yeah.
And then it's going to have a sound like a plane landing in the backyard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see it. And I can understand that's the reason why we don't have it.
Yeah.
If you can make it quiet, sure.
Yeah.
But artificial, I'm telling you, man.
So basically, you have your own joints rolled.
What?
No, I'm just saying it's artificial intelligence. So for weed smokers, they'll just walk in the house and their joints already be rolled for them.
No.
Is that not what it is?
I mean, I'm sure you probably could. I mean, and that's the other thing. We have welcomed so many other different autonomous things in our home.
And I'm not trying to be stupid, but certain stuff, what I'm saying is I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in a house and a robot pulls my drawers down for me to use the bathroom. You see what I'm saying?
But you had the little iRobot thing to come around and sweep your floor.
Sweep the floor, yeah. It like there's
but
certain
it's coming.
Things, yeah. No, I'm investing in some stuff later on, which I'm not going to say that's autonomous, but I've also we'll discuss that off the air. But
so you got my mind in the gutter now.
Here we go, dog. All right, okay, it's time for this podcast to be over because this man didn't went on. He didn't really went off on some.
Like what type of autonomous thing?
Nah, bruh. Nah, no, sir. Not
Okay.
I said
All right.
invested. Not
Okay.
That's not an investment. If
Okay.
you talking about that ain't an investment. I'm talking as it pertains to my business. We'll discuss
Okay.
that
Gotcha.
offline.
Gotcha.
But what I'm saying is that even with those things, there's certain things you have to do yourself. You know what I'm saying?
True.
There's certain things you have to do yourself. Because I even remember reading this article.
You would like to think so, though.
Yeah, that's why I said myself, like me, bring me personally.
Because and
I don't want if I'm dying, I don't want a robot operating on me.
the only reason why I say that is because look how quickly we left the stove for the microwave.
True.
So that's all I'm saying is like the convenience of and not like, man, I don't feel like cooking today. You're being sold on that. We're being sold on convenience. I've said over years, convenience is going to be our demise.
It's a cost to it. It's a cost of convenience. It's either a monetary cost or it's a health cost or whatever.
It's going to be our demise. The food is a cost.
Yeah.
Water, what we drinking, is like all for a sense of convenience. I think this new stuff that Memphis finna do with our water finna fuck us up.
What you talking about?
They got something that they want to do something to add to our water pipeline or something like that. I think they finna fuck us up.
More than we already are?
Memphis
because of the lead?
Memphis has the best water in the United States.
Figuratively, yeah. But we got later.
Memphis sells our water out. If you go out of state, you see Memphis water bottled. They have our own water bottle company.
Yeah, there's still lead in it though. A high concentration of lead. It really is. I'm not BSing. And you saying you're not lying. You're telling the truth. But it's still a high concentration of lead in it.
We don't have hard water or nothing like that, so we have a better supply of water. I believe whatever their friend going to do.
In comparison to like a New Orleans, where I wouldn't take a bath in New Orleans.
I want to take a shower in Nashville water.
Yeah. Nashville water is Nashville water.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. I lived there 4 years. Nashville water is trash.
You start taking a shower in that joint, your skin start breaking out.
Yeah.
But I think Memphis is finna mess our water up. But I'll go ahead. I think I've scared and talked people long enough.
You ain't scared of nobody, man. Everybody done seen Freddy Krueger and Jason and stuff their whole life. They ain't scared of this kind of stuff.
But that stuff is
it's real. There's killers going around with knives right now.
Hey, that stuff not real.
Yes, it is.
I'm talking about stuff that actually happens.
It does actually happen. Big white dudes do go around killing folks. They've been doing it for years.
This is true. They call the police. Shit. This is true.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, man.
And ladies and gentlemen, we were not arguing. This is called a debate.
I don't know, man. I started sweating up under my arms. You got me hot.
Well, that's because you got that hot ass sweatshirt on.
It was like a player fly. Now you got me hot. Fly got you hot.
You've been doing this for 20 plus years.
Oh, man. I think you was just trolling. But yeah.
I was not trolling. It was called a debate. You have to have a difference of perspective when it comes to a debate, because somebody listening is going to have a difference of perspective. So you have to offer what they may think or what they may feel, and you likewise.
And my other theory before I end is back on the cloud. I think I may have said it before, but what if the cloud is heaven and we have been uploading everything to heaven, the cloud?
Uploading it to heaven?
The cloud, some people call the clouds the heavens, no?
True.
Okay, so what if the cloud that we all upload everything to, because technically if you think about what the cloud is, it's virtual storage.
Mm-hmm.
Which, from my knowledge, virtual does not really exist.
No, it doesn't.
So if it virtually doesn't exist and I've uploaded to somewhere that virtually doesn't exist, you uploading all of your stuff to heaven, and you could be judged by everything that you've uploaded.
Man. Oh, I mean, I don't have nothing to worry about because I don't.
Me neither. I don't use the
I'm
cloud.
straight.
I was just thinking about
good.
people who send they send dick pics.
Oh man.
They send all this stuff and save it to the cloud. You got porn, all this other type of stuff saved to the cloud.
Why would anybody need to upload porn?
Because you don't want it saved on anything in the house or something like that, maybe.
But I'm saying though, like you can always access that at will. I don't understand. That's why.
This is true. I'm just when I say porn, I mean like maybe your own porno.
Oh, I don't have any of those, sir. I wouldn't know. How would you know? Do you have?
I don't. I wouldn't put it on the cloud though. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to put it on the cloud. I have my own physical external drives. I physically have to see them and carry them with me. I'm like, no, nigga, you're not going to sell me on virtual storage.
Oh man.
Oh, it's just up in the cloud somewhere. You don't have to see it, sir. Again, you don't have to see your cash.
See, that's what gets me, man. That still gets me.
Your virtual money, virtual storage, and we up out of this joint. I'm going to end with my regular ending, but yeah, I'm gonna get out of this joint. I think I've been how long talking on this joint?
Almost 3 hours.
Another episode of The Irishman, which I finally seen that joint. That joint was pretty good. I've watched it in its entirety. That joint was good.
Irishman was great.
It was good, and I was not aware that it's about the
union.
Not only just the union, but the who do you call to put out the hitman? He was the hitman.
Yeah, it was a hitman. Yeah,
the show was about the hitman.
Yeah, exactly. It was, the movie was about him and his experiences
as a hitman.
Yeah,
and he was the hitman for Hoffa.
Yeah,
I mean he killed Hoffa.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but he became like Hoffa's right hand guy,
and had to kill.
And had to turn around and kill his friend. Yeah.
That shit was dope. It was dope. I was like, you know what? It was well worth the watch. It had a little boring moments, but yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody check that joint out. Check out Person of Interest. Check out Star Trek in the Borg episodes. Check out Terminator. The old Terminator. I don't know about the new joint. They might have took some stuff out. I was looking at the old Terminators.
I was, it's still the same.
It might still be relevant.
Still same. Premise,
might be.
Still same premise rather.
But yeah,
and check out Love and Hip Hop episode. I'm just kidding. I don't even watch that, man.
Oh, I'm finna be watching that in a few seconds. But no, come on tomorrow.
Oh well.
But yeah, go ahead and wrap this joint up. Yeah, I know you probably thought that me and Sam were about to throw blows, but
man, nah.
He wouldn't have won that. He wouldn't have won that
because I don't fight. Just being honest.
I got that white wolf. She would have attacked you too. So just because you rubbed her head and said hello, Memphis, showed them teeth.
See, it's bad, man. You go to black people's house and they want to sick their dog on you and stuff.
Nah, I ain't gonna sick her. She know who the master is. She gonna come for you.
See what I'm saying? A brother
if the master of the home is being mistreated is what I'm saying.
Man,
is what I'm saying.
Man.
But she's sweet as tea.
See, man, like I said, black people sick their dogs on you when you disagree with them about something.
Hey, she didn't come out. Usually, if it was anything, she would have peeked her head around the corner. What's going on? What was said? What was said? And on that note, what was said is J Will Does It is out. And my guy, I don't know, he might not be my guy today.
Man, get your
this dude here, Ivan.
What up? This is Ivan the Great signing off.
I don't know, he might be Ivan the Mediocre today. So we got Ivan the Mediocre, Ivan the Okay.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Ivan the Okay. He's out of this joint. We'll be out of this joint. Hopefully next time he'll be great again.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holiday.
Happy holidays. Everybody doesn't say Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yeah, I don't say
Happy
Christmas.
days off.
I don't celebrate the pagans.
Okay. What does that have to do with me?
You just want some gifts, nigga. Give me the gifts. We about this job. I'm holler. Peace.
All right.
Face ass nigga.
Get on,